So, last time we met up, you guys finally vanquished the innocently named Fire Flower. Lots of eye rolling ensues, appropriately so. After a heated 3-session battle, which was the revenge match, you finally managed to take it down permanently, keeping it from regenerating and coming back for more. Through a series of good moves, bad moves, sticking it out, lots of bad promises made to more powerful entities than any of you can control, you squeaked by. And Seamus, with his 1 HP boss kill, standing there, shaking, bloodied, burnt, you finally managed to bring it down, and it stopped moving. The fiery, molten, and obsidian kind of armor following away from the exoskeleton of this fire salamander. You made your way down into the lair that Margot and Dro had discovered previously, that was the home base of the Kirin, the creature that most of you had been hired to track down and hunt for a very large sum of money by trackers who were trying to use its abilities for increased survival within Aeon. Many of you abandoned that route, realizing that this land was a sacred place and that it had been traumatized enough by the invasion of fire. That paid dividends as the Kirin gave you help during the battle, which is probably the only reason that most of you aren't dead. And Dro went even further as to willingly put himself on the roster for the Kirin and become one of its champions of water. As you all get to this pool, there is a healing effect in place. And after much debate after the session ended last time, the group, or whoever was remaining, voted for an accelerated long rest. Due to the healing properties of the space, 2 hours in, you'll get a full rest. So everybody has that, and everybody levels up to level 8. So, Leo, you can do a level up if you like. I did one for Nora, just to bump her ability scores up a couple, just make it nice and easy. And you are currently resting in this sacred place with what Dro now knows, because of his connection to Kirin. There's a swinging pendulum that scratches the ice back and forth, and contained in that pendulum is the gem that is the heart of the mountain, which is the source of healing energy here. And so we start out the day with, what are you doing during your rest? Are you sleeping? Are you tinkering? Are you working on something? What is it
Margot's passing the fuck out.
You are up to?
Since we have an accelerated long rest, do we have to be sleeping? Or will we...
You do not. As long as your behavior is like mild action, you're fine.
Okay.
Also, Erica, if you want to like jump in and impromptu like grab a character for the session, we've got a gunfighter whose player last week was their last session, so you could kind of roll them if you want to.
Okay.
All right, sweet. Give me a sec. I have to jump back out and grab her the invite link for Forge, but we'll be right back. But whoever would like to go first, please describe your actions.
I think Dro would wander off from the group in this cave off on his own.
Not a very big cave.
Yeah.
About the size of like a rich person's living room.
It's pretty big.
I was gonna say that could be pretty big.
Oh, those are huge. We're just not talking like, it's like a whole cave system and like a crazy network or anything.
Is there areas where like the glow from the water and all of that doesn't reach, where it's darker, considered, I guess, dark, I guess?
You can find a couple of nooks and crannies that are less vibrant.
So he's gonna find one of those away from the group and sit there and look at the new mark on his arm and the sword that's on his side, unsheath it, which is something that he hasn't done for years. And set it in his lap and just look at it. Between the sword and the mark on his arm. And at some point, probably with him not even knowing, a tear running down his face and just finally being able to, the panic is gone. There's calmness for now and just reflecting on past events, currently what just happened, losing Echo, and just staring between the mark on his arm and the blade, which no one would see, but on it would be, it's kind of this standard sword, but at the tip about half a foot down is a reddish brown stain on it. And he'll just kind of rub his finger on it and just interact with the sword that he hasn't unsheathed in years. And then comprehend what deal he just made.
And as you look down at the sword, you get a sense of immense loneliness. The kind of loneliness that only shows up from being completely alone and feeling invisible in a crowd of people. At least when you're truly physically alone, there's some sort of logic that can help support the feeling. But when you feel alone next to people, there's a certain amount of depth there that the other version can't touch, and you feel that completely in this moment.
I think at some point he would, knowing the outcome, would put his fist up again like he would for a fist bump, knowing that he's right now never going to have the other end of that. But doing it out of not giving up. Not this idea of not saying goodbye, just see you later. And I think he would glance up and look at the group and think about the battle they just all went through together and how lucky we all are to all be sitting here. And I think at some point, letting it sit in that the words of Kieran where he said, "You've never been more alone, but yet never been around like this big of a group, not so alone." And comprehending that most of his life it was him and Echo, just them. And then eventually him, Echo, and Yaslin. And then now this group. And then Margot joining. And just kind of thinking where he started and where he is now. I think he'll think about that for a bit. Kind of sit back and maybe try to close his eyes, but I don't think he'd be able to fall asleep. I think his mind would just be running too much. And I think the big question he would probably be saying in his head with maybe the Kieran listening or not is, where does that go? Not really expecting an answer, but just repeating that in his head.
I'll go. So, Leo, despite being bloodied up and, not looking good, would have been one of the ones who voted just to leave and not even do this 2-hour short rest. So he's pretty annoyed. I imagine he's put Mog away, and he's just sitting here like trying to play cards with Kenji, but Kenji doesn't understand how to play cards, and he just keeps eating them, and it's frustrating, and that in itself is annoying him even more. So, he's hanging out waiting for you guys to get up and go. Forge needs to relaunch.
Yeah.
That was me. I had to stop the server because invited Erica, but I don't think the server was picking up that she was a player. Mm-hmm. So it's kicking back off. Hopefully that'll work.
Also, I updated my sheet for Forge, and I think it removed the ram attack because that was like a custom thing that was put in.
That's likely, yes.
Yeah. And I don't know how to get it to stop doing that in the future. I think I have to do I just need to check a certain box, I think?
I don't know. We'll look into that a little bit later, and if nothing else, I can make like a placeholder monster that has that ability for you, and anytime that you level up, if it's truly going to override it every time, I can just drag and drop the ability back in.
All right. Cool. Awesome.
Okay. Forge should be kicking back off. Hey, there we go. We've got an Erica.
Perfect.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yaslin. What you doing?
I think in this moment, it's a very peaceful place, but she's also felt like this wasn't fully a win for them. They fought.
Your mic's a little far away.
Yeah. So even though this is a really peaceful place for her, I think she still feels pretty restless and kind of frustrated that this didn't feel as much of a win as she was expecting it to. And so in this moment, what she's doing is spending some time to reconnect kind of with her inner world and the Chimera. Kind of just, she's never really done it, but she doesn't really want to be here right now. And so it's kind of just an escape at the moment.
Gotcha. Is she meditating?
It looks sort of like she's meditating. Very tense, sort of. Sat down, crisscross. Not so much a meditative pose as a warrior's meditative pose.
Gotcha. What are you saying, thinking, addressing in this moment?
She's not really saying anything as so much as she's kind of looking back over the battle and kind of assessing all of the things that went wrong and all the things that they could have probably done that she could have done better.
Okay. Give me a charisma save with your new permanent +1.
Yes! It still scares me. +1 doesn't help me feel very confident. Yeah, that's a 6.
Okay, 6. With a 6, if you've ever tried to meditate and you're so bogged down with things of life, it can be hard to get in that space. And that's kind of where you're at. You know, you can sense the chimera within you, and the chimera itself has expended a lot of energy too. And so it's got some weariness to it. And you haven't had enough time yet to allow all of the recent events to sink in and like really register. So you're kind of just doing that mental spin where you're thinking of like one thing and then maybe another thing, and you cycle back and you kind of rotate around. It's not a lot of like progress on the thought train. You just keep running through it over and over and over. You don't really get a response from the inner world, but sometimes that's the game. Sometimes you just got to put in the reps, even if the results aren't present.
Yeah, I think that's what she kind of does, is kind of stay in this strangely frustrating but restive state.
Mm-hmm. There is a general tension within the air of you guys are beat and battered and completely wrecked after the fight. And you know that you have to keep going. But it was a wise decision to sit and let some rest occur so that, you know, you didn't damage yourselves further. But none of you are comfortable with the idea of resting for this long. It's too much at stake, too much happening. Time is valuable every second. More and more of the mountain above you burns. James.
I think Seamus would climb up into a dark corner and start to rest, just kind of hang out there, upside down and resting. I think he's so wrecked from the battle that even though he stays awake, he's definitely like internally pretty withdrawn, and so much so that he subconsciously casts his vampiric shadows, which like pulls the shadows around him, like so that it like darkens the square that I'm in a little bit, and you can just see like the corner getting darker where Seamus is hanging out. Like just subconsciously it's like turning black in the corner over there. And as I sit in this darkness, there's kind of a couple of things going on. One, I think I was angry at the end of the fight because we had put a lot into it, and I wasn't sure, I'm not sure still if we got, like, if the victory was worth the cost. And there's also this underlying, like, something going on with the several team members that they're not talking about. And I, want to make sure that we're all okay, because I'm realizing that part of the anger that I had was concern for others, and that also kind of made me angry because I don't want to be someone that cares about others, because Seamus just like grew up without people. That's not like, he's used to being self-reliant, even though he consciously is trying to form a team. and like consciously wants to have others around him. There's something about it that made him angry seeing the people around him then getting hurt.
He's going through his like emotional growing pains.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like it.
Right, but who really likes any kind of growing pains?
Right.
Yeah.
I think too, if you'll permit me, that while he's like in the dark, just getting quieter and turning like further internally, like he's sitting with this anger a little bit. There's like this growling that starts to happen in the darkness, and somewhere along the lines, Seamus realizes that it's not emanating from him. And he knows there's other things that live in the shadow, but he hasn't really like heard them before. And not when he's looking inward.
Absolutely. There's, as you start to hear them and recognize them and pinpoint like where they're coming from, it's like the feeling of being in an ocean and looking down below you and realizing that you can't see any further than 50 or 60 feet or whatever the cap is below you, but knowing there's more depth far beyond that, even though you can't perceive it. And you know that there's a lot of mystery in that depth that others without the same bond to darkness that you have don't understand. But you can hear it growling up from that abyss inside of your own shadow.
There's a part of Seamus that I think has like some fear of the shadow that feels natural, and there's another part of Seamus that welcomes the shadow that also feels natural, and that conflict has always been there, but it has been more active, I guess, in my emotions or in my feelings as we've been going through this trial that was this epic battle that we went through here.
Absolutely. And Margot.
So I think she finds a small nook where she can kind of see everybody for the last little bit of her true sight before it fades. She is a soldier. She was trained to value rest at any moment she can get it and to fall asleep anywhere. So she just chants under her breath a sermon that her mother used to preach as she rapidly drifts off to sleep, thinking about the connection her people have with the spirits beyond and trying to call on them to find a way to that, whatever the source is, whatever their goal is here, to find a path to lead them there as she drifts off to sleep, chanting in her mother's sermons.
And as you drift asleep, there is a brief moment where your consciousness slips between awake, mildly awake, and fully asleep as your eyes begin to close, but your true sight is still present for a couple of minutes in this strange in-between moment where you feel like you can see beyond the walls of this particular cold cavern into the rest of the mountain, which is struggling. Give me a perception check, please.
God damn it. 11.
11. It's just for a brief moment, but it's where you see something swim through a section of magma. Almost like a snake swimming through water, but it has arms with scythe-like appendages and an insectoid body, or insectoid head. And it flashes for just a moment, and you kind of blink, and it's gone. You're not entirely sure if it was a tired mind making phantoms, but you'd be lucky if it was.
Okay.
You know a little bit better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Nora takes her rest to pull out her tools and tinker on the wave launcher. Utilizing I think you guys only have 2 bolts that you were able to recover. Does that sound right?
I don't remember, honestly. I think so.
I think the last battle we did, we only used 2, I think, yeah.
So I think you're able to recover 2, and Nora's going to try to deconstruct the kind of like broken down launcher, reconfigure it to be a light option, and focus on a 2-slot launcher. Erica, please give me a Tinker Tools check for Nora, our lovely hippo lady.
Where would you do that in the sheet, even?
Oh, let me see.
Okay, you said a Tinker Tools check?
Yeah, Tinker Tools check.
Where would
Let's see.
I find that?
It's just basically going to be, this is going to be an intelligence check plus your proficiency. Yeah.
Okay. Check.
It's an intelligence plus 3. Okay, so that's a 17 total. It's pretty good. It looks a little bit like rushed and hurried, because it is. But you take what was like a shoulder-mounted 9-slot cannon that got horribly maimed in the fight, kind of strip it for parts, reset it, and you make more like almost like a large shotgun out of it.
Like a sawed-off shotgun, hell yeah.
A little bit like a sawed-off shotgun feel, but it's longer, still boxy. But yeah, that's basically how one would wield this. So it essentially loses its heavy property. It gets 2 shots, which is all the bolts you have, because the magic is infused in both gun and the bolts. And Erica, this is basically meaning that you can launch 2 large spearheads that have water magic infused into them, and when you shoot them, they will stick and create a line of water that does cold damage to anybody that touches it, based on a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And the lines come back to you, so you can pivot your position. And I think I said it does 2d8 for the spear, and then I forgot what I said for the cold damage. But we'll say
12d6.
12d6. That sounds about wrong.
I would like to do all the damage.
Me too.
You know what? Because it's meant to be faster, it's not as big of a hitter anymore. Let's do 2d8, and then you'll do 3d4 cold damage now.
Okay.
So more dice rolls, and that's for each spear. You can shoot each one of them like its own bullets. And you are a gunslinger, so you have proficiency with this weapon. Okay.
Morgan, can I ask you a question about what I saw?
Absolutely.
With an 11, did I see any more distinguishing features than the snake-like body and the claws? Or the, scythes? Just that?
That's about it. It's like,
Okay.
if you've ever been driving late at night and you start to see things that you're not sure if they're there or not, or you see
Either way, yeah.
Yeah, like a fox might have crossed the road, maybe it was just a shadow, or maybe it was absolutely nothing and your eyes are playing tricks on you. Is that sort of feeling.
Okay.
I don't have this weapon in my inventory, right?
Correct. We've just been kind of noting it.
Okay. What was so I got the 3d4 cold because I was looking for what was the other damage?
It's a 3d4, or excuse me, it's a 2d8 on the spear, and then 3d4 cold as well, and then they have to do a dexterity saving throw to save against the cold if they touch the line,
Okay.
which is a separate thing.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have other things that they want to do? Talk about anything else before we kind of move on to the last trek? You've beaten the big boss and not sure what lies ahead afterwards.
As soon as everyone's up, Margot's gonna pull everyone in to kind of tell them what she saw before she fell asleep. A little group huddle. Also a little strategy planning.
Is the Kieran in here with us, or is it just us?
It's just you.
Okay.
But you can kind of innately feel the presence of Kieran, kind of in a different slot of your consciousness that Echo used to hold. Or it's not the same slot, but it's kind of adjacent to it. Kind of a presence that just doesn't leave your side.
Okay.
It's new. Kind of like wearing a new pair of shoes for the first time. It'll get there, but you'll have to get used to it.
I think the only thing we would add is, while he was sitting there thinking about everything, and looks up at the group, I think he would clock the sword that's on Yaslin's back. And just recalling all the history behind it and his now connection to it. And then also noting in the notebook his new title.
Yeah, so what do you guys do as you begin to gather up to move on to whatever it is that you're doing next?
Margot would pull everyone in. Little group huddle.
Huddle up, team, huddle up.
So, as you know, I can see, but I can only do that for an hour, which is risky because we don't know how far we need to go, but we also don't know how far we need to go.
Where are we going?
We're trying to find the source, the cause of all this, and stop it at the root problem.
Do we have a direction or any hints?
We've got a direction. We've got these tracks out here that we can follow. They seem to be coming from a specific direction. So that's the way we go.
Save my sight until we are more sure.
Sounds good to me.
There is another thing. I think I saw something before I went to bed. If you have any way of protecting your minds, I would strongly suggest you do so as we continue on.
What kind of mind protection things have you got over there?
I've got
I
playing cards.
unfortunately have nothing to provide you.
And just a point of reference, everybody has taken a full long rest, by the way.
Lovers.
I think I saw a creature that is very adept at destroying the mind, so just be warned. I can see it with my true sight, but I don't know if we want to use that up now.
Where did you see it?
She points vaguely in the direction she thought she saw before she fell asleep.
Nice.
Which is approximately like up and to the left, like she's pointing at a cave wall.
Okay. Got it.
Something to be aware of, but it hasn't attacked us yet. It's probably waiting for us to get singled out, so just stick with the group.
Agreed. We should certainly try to stay better as a group. That seemed to be our failing last time.
And the plan is to find where these things are coming from. Close the door.
That will seal them off. We may still need to fight them. That's what's left.
Well, shall we go then?
Kenji like walks up to you, kind of like tugs on your sleeve a little bit, like gets your attention, walks over to the ice and kind of like jumps up and down on it, like claws at it.
And walk over and pat him on the head and then reach up and fill his little bowl with the water. Just kind of pat his head.
Yeah, and while he stands on the ice, your hand scoops in smoothly as if it's not a solid. Comes out with the healing water and dumps it into his head. And he gets a dose of the healing water on him. He looks happy and kind of like walks gently, trying not to spill any of it back to Leo.
I think when he looks or reaches in to grab the water and kind of looking up at his reflection, and in his head, to the Kieran, hoping he can hear him. The elementals, wind, earth, we've seen them fighting fire, but water nowhere to be found. Any ideas?
Roll me a religion check. As you are unfamiliar with the process of connecting to other beings, that
I'm just
may or may not
talking in
have
the
a higher
water.
Spiritual self.
Scoop some more water.
He's just pouring water over himself.
Yeah.
Dro, yesterday you prayed to your old deity, or whatever it was, for the first time. You tried it again today, got your ass kicked for it, and now you're trying to pray to something new. You feel about as awkward as a kid going to, like, high school on their first day when they just transferred in from a new state.
Yeah.
You know nothing.
Does anybody want to talk about how Dro switched teams over here?
Just kind of turn around, like, obviously, like, was not paying attention.
What about that one? And he'll point at Yaslin.
Charles goes
Straight
and
up
look at
attack
Yaslin.
everyone.
Bristled.
He did.
She just bristles a little bit.
The little scales on her shoulders just slightly extend.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious about that too.
Unfortunately, I
fight.
don't know if we'll find those answers here.
For the record, you guys can be having this conversation during the long rest. It is not adding on to the extra time.
Or during the walk to the next place.
Yeah, during the walk.
Worked it. So what is it? Stick around and chat while you are resting, or chat as you move?
We can have a walk and talk if you want to, but I do have some concerns about everybody keeping it together. We just did something pretty damned hard, and we're lucky to come out of it, and I'd like to keep doing that.
Think we all would.
So, we don't need to go around digging up stuff if we don't need to right now, but just an okay, we're doing okay. Everything's gonna be alright, guys. I don't try to attack you myself and stab you with my tail or start developing new fire powers or something. I mean, you just reached into the water like you've been doing it your whole life.
Realizing that no one else has reached into this water, Dro probably wouldn't even thought of anything like that. It just, no one was reaching in. I kind of look back down. And whoever's closest, I'll ask them to put their hand on the water.
Probably Yaslin.
She'll go ahead and put her hand on the ice because I'm pretty sure it's ice for
yeah.
her.
Yeah, just goes down and just finger spread. It's completely solid.
I mean, I could try to break it.
No, let's not. Remember how we had conversations of let's not punch everything we see?
Yeah.
This is one of those.
And my knuckles have just sort of healed already, so.
Still really, I mean, to him, he has a general idea on why he can do this, but still, to everyone else on his face, he's still very confused, a lot going on in his head. So he's there listening, but it's also, there's definitely a lot on his mind right now.
Would Margot have an idea of what happened to him since she was 2 as well? Offered this? She was there with him when the offer was made.
Roll me an insight check. At advantage, because yeah, you have context here.
Now that Echo's gone and she knows it.
Yeah.
16.
16. Yeah, you don't understand the specifics, but you see Echo gone. You saw before your true sight faded this kind of like silvery shroud that was kind of draped over Dro. And it feels like the way the Kieran felt when you saw it. Yeah, it's a pretty good bet that Dro pulled the trigger.
Have all your secrets still.
I hate it.
I still have a bone to pick with fucking Margot.
I think a lot of people
We're
do.
just in an unfortunate situation where I can't pick that bone yet.
Mhm.
Well,
All right.
I think it's time.
So you all begin to move along. Who's taking lead on following those tracks that you were talking about?
Also doing this stealthy.
Stealthy, yeah. Stealthy number 1.
Okay,
Whoever's
so
the best
Leo's
tracker.
Leo's
up front.
impatient. He's gonna start walking down the path, no stealth.
Okay.
Deja vu. I'll follow behind him.
Yeah, Margot's gonna follow behind Yaslin then.
Okay.
Nora and I would pull up the tail.
Yeah, I'll go in the back.
Okay, cool.
Think about halfway as we start walking out, without saying anything, Drill's gonna cast Pass Without a Trace. Once he's in range of everybody, which he would make it to where he's in range of everybody.
Like in the middle.
Yeah, even if like he had to run to get up to Leo, which I guarantee he could catch up to Leo. But once hits everyone with it, he'll.
Yeah, Leo's not running. He's just walking with a very authoritative pace.
Like that awkward thing, like someone in the hall trying to get to a certain point very quickly, late for class or something.
He's kind of puffing his chest out. I mean, the thing about Leo is he doesn't really remember his mistakes or, bad times. So in his mind, he just killed that lizard.
Wow.
You feeling strong, son?
Wow.
Okay. So, you guys kind of backtrack up that kind of spiral space into the area where you fought the Fireflower Salamander. And Leo, you're in front. Would anybody like to assist? Or feel free to put yourselves in marching order.
Joe would eventually drop back next to Yaslin. If the path's big enough to walk shoulder to shoulder, or if not, then I think he would drop behind her. And that would be in front of Margot, right?
Yeah.
Side? Yeah, somewhere. Somewhere is the.
So you guys are moving along. Everybody give me a stealth check. In Drode is how many people can you hit with Pass Without a Trace? Is it 6?
6.
6. Okay, so this is not a play to Kenji. Everybody give me a stealth check with disadvantage because you're not moving at a stealthy pace.
And then it's a plus 10.
Yep, and it's a plus 10 for your for Pass Without a Trace happening on top of that.
Bad.
Well, that's a 16.
Damn. I rolled a 30 and an 18.
Okay, so an 18, a 10 for Nora, a 6 for Leo.
Plus, I didn't do the plus 10,
I
right?
didn't
So
either.
it's 16.
Oh, yeah. Can't get single digits unless you roll a 1. Did anybody roll a 1?
I rolled a 2.
Oh. I rolled a 2 as well.
I rolled a 2 as well.
Holy shit.
Oh gosh, guys! It's the 2's gang.
The one who's just flaunting out in front is the stealthiest.
Yeah.
So, 16, 14. Wow, yeah, you guys. That's not a great roll, guys.
It was disadvantage.
Oh, Seamus is in the back, of course, being the stealthiest. So you guys have a range of
30 feet.
Okay, wait, a question. I rolled twice because I accidentally rolled advantage the first time, so hopefully that's okay. I actually rolled 3 times because it was slow. But second thing, isn't that since it's Pass Without a Trace, isn't that 26, or did it add the 10?
So I'll type it out. So Nora, I'm going to delete the second one because it was a keep. So let me see. We got a 20 from Nora. We got a 16 from Leo. We got an 18 from Margot.
Yep.
We got a 16 from Yaslin. a 19 from Dro and a 25 from Seamus. So that's the full set, including the plus 10s.
Actually, it shouldn't be there. I got a lower one above because they're both flat rolls, and it was the 16.
So the one above, if you click on it, it opens up. You did get an 11 and a 5, and then you've got a natural 5 on top of it. So it's a 10, and then plus another 10 from the pass without a trace. So your roll was 20.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as far as like pass without a trace rolls go, that was all pretty bad. However, it's still pass without a trace. So your lowest is it's 2 16s. You guys
oh my god.
You guys are doing just fine. Dro, your magic and your connection to the shadows goes out, just warping light. You guys move along in a camouflage state pretty well, but at a faster pace. What's up?
I'm trying to keep an eye out for any trigger of the creature I saw, or any indication that there's something nearby. And as soon as I get an indication, I'm triggering my true sight.
Okay.
Or until somebody says, "Hey, it's probably a good time to trigger your true sight because she only has it for an hour. She's trying to conserve it."
Gotcha.
Bro's just looking around.
So, Leo and Yaslin, you're in front. Give me nature checks, or excuse me, survival checks as you begin to track the fiery army's pace as it comes
I was hoping you were
towards
going
you
to
and
ask
up
for
and up and
survival.
up. Ooh, there it is. That natural
look at
20 telling the story. Leo, one thing that you know is the movement of armies. This is piece of cake for you. You're able to track it, notice the moments where things diverge. It looks like there was a large force, similar to like a river coming off and like giving little offshoots that eventually end up in little other rivers, lakes, ponds. You can see where the main force comes from, and you're not confused or tricked into following something that isn't it. But as the army of invading fire creatures, people continued forth, they branched off looking for additional exits to relieve the congestion of how much was in here. There's a few times that you can sense new things coming up, and you hear the ground shaking, the vibration. You hear things, or you feel them, or you see like light playing differently off of a side of a tunnel or something. And between that natural 20 and your, still reasonably good stealth rolls, you're able to avoid armies, but there are several times where you have to sit in waiting as more creatures flitter by. And just gonna, plenty more of your dwarvish friends. Some of these fiery snakes that you've seen. Lots of little of these like fiery amphibian things. And at one point you even come across a couple of native creatures. Come on, why did that one not drop? There we go. Things that seem to be more in tune with the space around them rather than like an invader. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you are passing any of these armies?
So for the enemies that I hadn't seen before, I would be writing them down in my little notebook, just keeping track of them.
Sounds good. Give me a nature check, And did we say at advantage because you're studying before, or was it like a +2?
It depended on the scenario, I think, but there was like it was +2 to nature checks when I'm looking around creatures. So I think that's right.
Okay.
So I'll do.
Sounds good.
+2. Ooh, not a great one.
Okay,
Too
so a
fast.
10. Oh, you already included the +2. Gotcha. So an 8. Okay. This blue and orange skittering thing. You know what it is. You just don't recall a lot about this particular one. It's a Remoraz. Immune to fire and immune to cold.
Cool. Yeah, that's helpful. I'll write those down in my little book, just the few things I remember, and try to make a quick sketch of it as it runs by.
Sounds good. Okay. Anything else that you guys are doing as you're tracking here?
I'm thinking about how I could use this data to make more money. I'm gonna publish bestiaries when I get back to the city.
Heck yeah. One based on the monsters you find in the wilderness.
And one based on
Two.
like different monsters that I've seen that don't belong. But yeah, like I mean, you could write a tome for each area that we go to.
Absolutely. There's a joke in there somewhere about your dating life as well, Leo. Okay. So, it takes about 2 hours total for you guys to get from the spot that you are, traverse, hide, keep yourselves away from the prying eyes. But sometimes there's just marching forces and you see like a couple of 100 things go by. Sometimes it's 1 or 2 large things. But eventually you see where you start to see a larger amount of tracks that indicate that the force has not divided very much at all yet. Opens up into one more large cavern with lots of heat radiating, and as you get closer and closer and closer to this thing, your perspiration, your uncomfortability increases significantly. And the entire air in front of you begins to shimmer and feel hot.
I've been playing too much Zelda. I want to put on my fire armor.
Your red tunic.
Yes.
All right, any final things before you enter in?
I don't want to use that.
Yeah, Lily's not here though. Because Joe would ask Yaslin something.
Okay.
Just a little snarky thing about her being at home.
No,
That's what I would have said.
is she attuned to that sword?
Yeah. No, she forgets to do those type of things.
I think
I
she
don't
said
think
last
she
week
ever
she
did.
did say. Well, last week she
Did
did
she?
say she wanted to.
Yeah, I think.
Because
Oh, okay.
we said we were taking the long rest last week. Because I already
yeah.
took my long rest before that.
Because I remember Lily was asking, like, if she could attune to it, if my attunement disconnected from it.
Oh, your attunement to the sword is permanent, even if she doesn't too.
So question about that then. Do I get the effects of the sword, or do I have to be wielding it?
You have to be wielding it,
Okay.
but you can just, I mean, if there's a reason to or something, like, she could throw you the sword, you can catch it and go.
Totally
Or
not.
if it was like an area attack or something, right? It might apply to you as well. I don't know. Or
Yeah,
not an
just don't
area
roll a
attack, an
one.
area effect. What I meant.
Joe's quick enough, he can just grab it off her back, use it, put it back.
Bro is quick. I would-
Nice.
Peeking into this cave, Margot's gonna look around at the group and say, "Now? Do we want to see now?"
I'd
Or
just do
shall
a
we hold
little
off?
head nod. I mean, based on where we're at and the tracks that we've been following, this is the source of the army. So yes.
You said they split from here. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So the trail was coming out of here and it split multiple times, but this is the confluence of all of the footprints.
It's the most concentrated of the tracks.
She's gonna trigger her true sight and look around.
Is it bright enough in here for those that can't see in the dark? I should ask this beforehand.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It is. Here, let me go ahead and show a better picture.
God.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
blinding
this is the right call.
Absolutely.
Molten
So,
portal.
that's a pretty innocent name, right? Nothing could go wrong in this room.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so once again, please put yourselves wherever you want to be as you guys are kind of getting up in this space. And wherever you want to be within reason. I mean, like, this is like your starting zone.
I am taking a little look-see around.
Okay, and you guys time it so like the last army kind of like passes by. You wait like a moment. Listen, there's nothing really giving you concern. One sec. Nope, it's going. Okay, cool. Margot, give me perception at advantage because you're rocking the true sight.
And I also do it, just looking around, seeing what's around us, making sure.
Yeah,
Are
absolutely.
you fucking kidding me?
Wow, that's
The
bad.
dice.
You got rid of a natural one.
Curse.
Right side, though, I got my guidance back. I need it.
You did get guidance. I took away your
Oh my
class, gave you
God.
guidance, and then I made you level up, and I saw which subclass you took, you little punk. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, so totally valid.
Wow.
Okay, you enter into this chamber, and this place is hot. This is just as hot as the lair that you fought the Telexalotl in. It's huge. There's like a wall, which at some point you feel like probably had a waterfall running through this inside of the mountainous cavern here. But there instead is a giant portal that is just roaring with heat sounds and crackling and literally like pouring lava out and down a small cliff, landing in a pool, and that you can tell that the lava continues to pour on itself and is sucking and like pouring down below. It's melted a hole through the floor, which is a lot of what you've seen with the offshoots and like the kind of lava-based waterfalls that you've seen around. This is it. You can see through the portal. The graft is much stronger than anything you've seen before. And you can see in, and you see skies filled with black and red and purple smoke and clouds, vicious lightning and coming off from ash, lashing all around. The heat pouring off of it literally like distorts the air around you, and in front of it, you see a ball of energy, like a giant water ball, containing what is quickly recognizable as the final Jin. You see him sitting there concentrating, sending out his own magical energies towards the portal. You see him struggling, and it pulses every once in a while. His arms twitch with it. You see him press his self back down to keep the portal at a reasonable size.
So to be clear, he's trying to prevent it. It appears like he's trying to close it, not that he's feeding it.
Correct.
Okay.
You can
As
see
soon as she peeks
a
in.
strained face on this. Well, you see a back, but everything about the body posture, you don't even need to roll insight or anything for this, is like somebody trying to like crush a beach ball as a normal person. That would be a pretty ridiculous task, and they're just pressing as hard as they can.
As soon as they peeked in before they were noticed, the moment she sees that graph, she's dropping a 4th level Dispel Magic on it. 120-foot range. I reach it.
That's
Okay. Margot, you see this thing in addition, so I'll get to that. I'll get to your Dispel Magic in a moment.
Okay.
You don't need, I mean, you rolled a 7, but this is fairly obvious. You are basically hit with an effect that's like, if you walk into a dark room, get used to it, and then flip on the light switch, it's like blindingly hot, seeing all this heat energy coming through. And you see the portal around it, and it is a series of wavy and sharp lines that seem to crack open reality around it, and the lines frequently shift and whatnot. Go ahead and use your Dispel Magic and roll me a d20 using your spell attack modifier.
also
Okay.
none of us have pass without a trace anymore. It's time's done with it.
On a spell attack modifier, I think mine is a 4.
You only have a plus. Oh, a spell attack. Okay, yeah.
That's not a d20, that's a d20 plus. Well, I'm gonna use my sorcery point, one of them right now for this roll.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, you
Oh
are.
my gosh! Stop
Kiki,
rolling
you-
so bad!
You are
That's
so
all.
cursed.
17!
Stop!
God damn it!
That's good.
Okay.
Not enough, I don't think.
For the record, your spell attack modifier is a +7. It's your charisma score plus your proficiency.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. So it's a dirty 20.
That's a dirty 20. Real quick, roll me an Arcana check with that. And for the record, you have occasionally theorized about how to close a graft, one of these portals that allows things to enter in from the outside into this world.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing this is like, I thought about making a dollhouse once, and you're staring at a skyscraper. It's not impossible, but the scale of this is far beyond what you had potentially envisioned. So with a 14, you describe what Margot is thinking, trying to accomplish, as she sees this thing that is far more complex than originally anticipated. What's the thought process about how to go about this?
He's thinking about. She's thought a long time about closing a connection between two planes or two realms because of her background. And she's trying to piece together what she knows of the connection between worlds, like how they're tethered together, like how her people are tethered to the other world, and visualize severing that as she's trying to sever this connection. The way her first connection was severed, trying to do the same thing here.
I'm curious, in your imagination, in my imagination, the graft is somewhat of a tunnel that goes from one world or plane to this plane. I'm just curious, when you try to close it, are you closing it at this door? Or are you closing it at a midway point?
So I kind of imagine like the tunnel too, and the way he described the lines, maybe I'm imagining it wrong, or like streaking supports down the tunnel, so it'd be like trying to rip each of the supports down into it to try to implode the tunnel on itself.
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay. Cool. So you show up, you see the thing, you immediately go for a dispel. You reach that magic out, and I think you got, what was it, dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
You grab one of those supports, or you try to grab all of them and yank them in, but truly is like, I mean, if you're doing this in a physical tunnel and there were supports there, magically speaking, you kind of only have the attention span and mental capacity to grab one at a time. You try to reach out, you know it's not going to work, so you refocus and grab on one of them and pull down hard, and you see that magical support structure essentially crack and crumble. And sparks fly like something's being sawed in half with a metal saw, and it just sprays, and the tunnel shrinks a little bit. It kind of collapses very slightly in that direction. And as that happens, this creature up in the middle, for the first time, takes notice of you. Turning around as it speaks, the sound echoes out through the entire chamber, but you feel a watery barrier between you, almost like it's burbling through, like if you ever tried to talk to somebody through a couple of inches of water just to make it funny. It's a little bit like that. It kind of gazes at you for a moment. You see like its hand like go forward and like steady its focus there, and like split its attention. You see a hand go over, and it like, you see like a ball of water form in this hand. It looks aggressive until it lands its eyes on Dro. It speaks out loud. It sounds like underneath that water level. The language is bubbly, fluid, and Dro. Because reasons, you know this language now. You are proficient in Aquan.
The moment Dro clocks it, he looks at him. He's grabbing the sword off Yaslin's back.
Oh yeah, she's fine.
And you hear him say, I did not expect anyone to come down here, let alone one who bears the mark.
Just to clarify, we can't understand what he's saying right now, or we can?
You cannot.
Okay.
This is only being translated properly to Dro.
Okay.
Oh, while he's talking, he's pulling down the sleeve where the mark is. He's putting the sword on his... He's gonna hold the sword. He has nowhere to put it. And just, like, not here to fight. Showcasing everything he's got to show that he's the champion. And just...
As you know that, Zawakir's successor has been found.
Yes.
As Dro responds, also in Aquan. As I assume.
I think yes, I just don't think he would realize that he was doing it.
Yeah, probably not.
I think when he'd start to talk and then realize what he said, he'd kind of... And then kind of like, okay. And continue conversation in it.
Seamus would put his hand up to his ear real subtly and look over at Nora and say, am I talking all bubbly too?
No, love, you sound normal. It's just Dro that's, you know, sounds like they're trapped in a river.
Mart was just like, This is going to take a while, cover me! And she's still trying to dispel magic.
Mhm.
Does Kenji
And-
understand Aquian?
I hope he does.
What's that?
Does Kenji understand Aquian?
Ooh. I'm pretty sure I put Kenji's languages on his stat block a while ago, so let me pull him
I
back
think
out.
it might have been Draconic.
Aw.
It is Draconic.
Yeah,
Wanted to talk to
Um,
it would have been funny. Oh, good. I don't know what Kenji would talk about.
Exactly.
right?
Different waters, different textures of waters.
Yeah, favorite water.
I saw on a show once that there is actually like somewhere in Europe a water sommelier, like somebody who has like essentially like the same level of training as like a wine sommelier does, but it's for water. Like different,
Yes.
literally different flavors, textures, mineral
Probably makes
compositions
more than
and
half
stuff.
of us, so.
I mean, that's some skill. I can take
Yeah.
the difference between like one district's water and the other water from another district here in Colorado.
Oh yeah, absolutely you can.
In
that's about
the
as
US, they'd be like, yeah, hey, this is so good.
This one has fluoride. This one is fluoride free. The Jinn looks back at you, Bro. Do you intend to help? You can tell it's strained in its voice, like kind of like you're talking to somebody who's like on a deadline and like they're kind of like a little pissy.
Short answer is like, yeah.
Shit.
Joe's just gonna
Like,
look,
yeah, man.
look
Like,
up
yeah,
at
we're
him.
here.
What do we need to do? And then kind of motion towards Margot. She has already started helping. What can we do?
It's but I've been sitting here for days, just keeping this thing at bay. Damn! If I leave, it'll grow. If I stop defending myself, it'll take these creatures. You see its eyes are like kind of twitchy a little bit. Like this thing is clearly experiencing some levels of exhaustion. One of two things. If I let this go, then larger things will come. But I can focus on closing it down. Or I can keep the things at bay and you close it. Make your choice.
Joe's just gonna walk right next to Margot and look her in the face. What do you want to do? You're muted.
I was doing so good. She looks back at him. I'm closing it. I just need time. You just need to cover me.
Great.
So we let her close it and we deal with the bigger things that come through?
Or I thought I could deal with them. Not that I know this, but out of character. I thought it said it was. You could deal with the keeping the bigger things at bay.
Yeah, so we can't hear you.
I thought out of character. I thought it was either it closes it, we fight the big things, or we close it and it fights the big things.
Now I'm
Is
confused.
that what I'm understanding?
Essentially, yes. So it's keeping the portal at a small state right now, which is why you guys haven't seen anything huge except for the T-Lex. But you've seen a numerous amount of small things.
Okay.
But if it lets it go, bigger things could pour through.
Oh, we don't want that.
Yeah,
But
so if
Right?
you want to So if you
But we
guys
split it up and say, Margot, you help him close it, and we'll take care of the
That's kinda
we'll take
what
care
I'm
of the baddies.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
if you go that route, then there essentially the mini game here is that more small things will come out, but you don't have to deal with the big stuff so
Yeah.
much.
I'm good
And
with
I
that.
cannot
Yeah.
get distracted. I have to save my turn to take it down.
Yeah, so
it's
maybe
fine.
we position Margot in like a.
We surround her.
We surround her, essentially. Protective
Yeah,
formation!
you have 120 feet, so we just need to keep you safe. You don't need to be anywhere. You
And I
just
think
need to be
Dro's
safe.
guidance would be great on all those checks.
That
Yeah.
will take his action to give
I was
you
gonna
guidance.
say
That's another thing.
that
It'd
takes
be
away a
worth it
lot
at
of.
least at certain times if there's nothing for Dro to do in that turn.
That's a good point. Yeah, we have Nora too. We have a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Everyone's got resources.
Well, essentially
have
anywhere on this
Sentinel
map I can
now.
reach it.
Ooh. So
All right.
Dro is gonna propose Leo's idea of Margot will help him close it, and we will hold off the little things.
Okay.
Before
Essentially, he's concentrating on two different things right now. That bubble around him is his defensive ability. That's why he's not dead, as like armies have been coming through here. They've kind of like passed. And I'm just going to metagame comment here. The invading armies have mentioned that he's impenetrable, and so like don't even bother with him. Just come through. So he's focusing on his defense and the size of the portal. And so you guys are in charge of keeping things at bay and shrinking the portal.
So somebody might have to get right up there in there to protect him too. Or he's
I mean,
good.
he can, if you guys want to, like he can keep defending himself, but he's
Okay.
exhausted. So like he can keep doing what he's doing right now, and you guys just have to focus on the monsters and shrinking the portal. But he's
Perfect.
making sure that it doesn't grow in his own defense. So he could do basically two things at a time.
I think that's what he should do. Margot focuses on closing, and we
So-
keep the little things at bay.
Yeah.
I can cover Margot in some darkness.
I can still see the
She can
portal
see out
that
of
way.
it, yeah.
That would be great. I can't.
True
see anything, though,
Sight
so-
does break through magical darkness, right?
Yes,
Yep.
it does.
I need to-
I would just like to not be in that darkness.
That's fair.
I can't see.
And Dro, Seamus, don't overlap your darkness again.
You guys have never covered the barbarian in darkness before. I don't know what your problem is.
Never. Or the
Listen.
long range shooter.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, Nora was out of it.
Nora usually gets covered by the last 5 feet of the darkness.
That's
Yeah,
Very
every time.
consistently.
My goal is that she can like duck in and out of it, because
Yeah.
like you can move 5 feet in, 5 feet out several times on a turn if you need.
Yeah, and
to,
anything
but-
that attacks you is at disadvantage, as long as you're in it.
Yep. Okay,
But
so
if I'm
you guys
blind-
have, and this time in common, he turns back and shouts, "You started the process and gained the attention of what's on the other side.
Ooh.
They can't come through, but some may be able to affect things from the other side. It has begun. I need everybody to roll initiative. Now.
Oh, Yaslin, you have the thing where you get
Kill
advantage on
Leo.
initiative, don't you?
I forgot
Yeah, I
where
do have
initiative
advantage
is
on my
this.
initiative
Okay, there
now.
it is.
Girl's gonna throw his, I can't remember what it's called, that gives advantage to Nora on initiative.
Okay.
Oh,
So, Nora, go
Oh
ahead
my-
and give us a double roll.
We're not gonna look at Yaslin's rolls because she
oh
rolled
my God,
a 1
what
and
was
a
that?
2.
That's so bad. Well, we rolled like shit for initiative.
Guys, this is pretty bad for y'all.
Jeez.
Can I
Listen,
use
Yaslin
inspiration?
is
Absolutely. Also, I think I gave everybody a point of inspiration at the end of last session. If I didn't, then
Yeah,
you
but
guys
I want
finally
to
made
save
it through
it
the
for
big bad. then-
dispels.
Do I really want to use my, my point of inspiration now?
I'm saving
though?
mine for dispel magics.
I think honestly, I will accept a lower initiative just because I think.
It might be good if stuff gets too close. You can keep it away.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That way, I can strategically position after everyone else has moved. Wow. Okay, let me put an.
Well, Dro has the highest initiative.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted.
That's not ideal at all.
And
This
he
sounds
Seamus is
inspiration.
after me.
Yeah, that was my inspired roll.
Are you
Oh God!
So,
It went from a 6 to a 7, so yeah.
to a total
Bring in
of 8.
everything that rolls a 6. Yeah.
I'm still after Yaslin.
Oh my
no,
No,
I
you're
have
before
a plus-
Yaslin.
I have a +2, so it's a 9.
Oh, it's a 9. I can math.
Don't worry, Yaslin. Listen. It was really listen. It was really exhausting last battle. And she's just like, "Fuck, here we go again."
I'm glad I snagged that sword.
Yeah.
Yaslin, did you attune to the sword during your rest?
She did.
Okay, cool. We talked
good
about
to
that
know.
last week. Quentin reminded me. Okay. So, the Jinns up first. You guys. So, as he says, it has begun. Things begin to pour out as Margot ripped down the first structure. The things on the other side took notice and began rushing in. Margot, it was your doing. So please give me a D100. Let's see what the scale of badness is that you just unleashed.
Oh no.
I roll like shit for. Okay, wait. I thought that was a 99 for a second.
What was that? A
Pathetic attack.
D100+1?
I don't know why I said +1, but
300 or 39. That's not bad.
300.
300.
This is like our Spartan stand against the hordes of the
This
fire.
is.
It absolutely is. Go ahead and everybody, you've had time. Go ahead and position yourselves on the map wherever you want to be. Truly in like any of that space.
Where do you guys want to protect me from?
I mean, it's probably your call. I think, and if anyone disagrees, we probably position ourselves dependent on where you are.
Since there's a wall.
Rise right here?
Yeah.
Is this like a
move.
rise?
Yeah, it's a rise. It's about let's say it's like a 10-foot jut upward.
So could probably put me here so I have at least cover.
Okay.
I think right here I would have what? Some cover?
Yep. You guys
Invisibility?
do. The magma plays wherever the magma is a hotspot on the map. Just saying.
Okay. Well, I
What if
can.
we were on the
move
other
to-
side on more stable ground that was less magma-y?
Right, like here. Also, would we
Is
be...
that another rise over here?
Slightly. Yeah. Let's say that's a 5-foot rise instead of a 10.
Do we want to be closer to the lava though?
Yeah, that's probably a good point. She's got to be within 120 feet.
Yeah, 120 feet.
I feel like that means she could be like anywhere. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she could be
anywhere.
anywhere.
Well,
That's why I asked where
Ish.
you guys want to be. Where would be easiest to defend for you guys. There is this lava right here, so maybe we don't want to be there. What about... We could do it over here. I was thinking that if I'm tucked in right here, and you guys have... The, like, fighters have this open space up here.
Lava's not
And maybe
growing
Laura
or
can-
going anywhere, so where we were was fine.
Right now.
Yeah,
It's
we
not
don't
going
know.
anywhere yet.
yeah, we don't know if they
While you
can
guys are
convert it.
strategizing, strategizing. I'm going to step away for just a second.
Because this would be good for like Seamus and I over here. Nora can still get cover anywhere she wants on this map with her range, unaffected by Seamus's darkness.
Nope.
And Yazan, you have this whole area up front to fight away from Seamus's darkness.
I can get 15 feet of reach too, so I don't need to be right up in front of them.
And if after I tail, things actually can't leave a 10-foot reach of me.
That's perfect.
Or I'll be able to hit them within 10 feet of me. So if things...
It might not be bad if Dros sits in the darkness with you guys, because I can see through it still.
That would be good.
And I can get advantage on...
You just stand in the lava. How
And
far
then
out
if you
is the
don't need to
dark?
use your action, you can use your guidance.
Yeah, because doesn't guidance touch?
30 foot.
Your darkness
Guidance
is
is
a 30-foot
touch.
radius?
Darkness is 20-foot radius sphere.
20 foot. Okay, let me just
Yeah,
move
get out
another
of the
step closer.
darkness.
Let me move closer to the lava real quick, guys. Don't worry. I won't burn to death or anything.
We should ask him if you got to drop the darkness before combat started.
If we got to drop darkness before combat started, then I would have probably also shifted before combat
I'd
started.
pop my tattoo too.
Yeah, we're like, let's pop all of our buffs right before.
Essentially, you guys have a surprise round. So,
Oh, shit.
starting now,
Okay,
Dro,
okay.
what's your move?
Tattoo.
Can I ask
What's
a
that?
question real quick?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So just to be sure, these little rocks here, do I have cover at all? Are those elevated?
Those ones aren't large enough for cover. It's more like a 2.5 foot like jut upward. This one's 10 foot. This one's 10 foot. If you like got prone, like down on your knees, you could get cover from that and like duck under it, but not while standing. Especially because Nora's. I don't remember how tall she is, but she's pretty tall. I think she's around 6 feet and she's like 400 pounds.
Okay, I'll be ducking then.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna give you prone status, and you can just stand up whenever you feel like. Okay, so Dro. Go.
Activating my tattoo for my 15-foot reach.
Sounds good.
Just saw a spell
Claw tattoo is activated. Whoops, sorry, Yaz.
that I didn't know I had. That is very
Where
nice.
am I going?
I may or may not have messed with your character sheet. Leo, your go.
Morgan, I'm looking at
How do
one
you
of mine.
prepare in your one round?
Question: is the water cardinal actually unharmed? Right, because he's been in his dome the whole time. You mentioned he's like really, exhausted and such.
I'd say he's taken a couple of hits. You can see like a couple of portions on his face that are like bleeding. Like maybe he got smacked around a little bit before he put up his dome. But yeah, I'm gonna say he's got like a 3rd level exhaustion. Okay. Does that change anything for what you're doing?
It might, but I probably won't do it yet. So,
Okay.
not much I could do at this point. Let me see here. I guess I have pretty big range, inaccurate range on my crossbow. I've got 80 feet, so I'll step up and shoot one of those guys with my little turn.
Sure. So just to be clear, those guys haven't appeared yet.
I thought
so
they were
actually
already out. So that they'll come out after this surprise round. Okay.
Exactly, but you could hold your action from the surprise round to launch as soon as you see them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. Anything for Kenji?
No, not yet. Not at this moment. He's good. He's preparing.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Nora. Anything that you're doing?
Okay, so I don't see nothing's out of the thing yet.
Yeah, I brought him out a little too early. My bad.
Okay. I'm gonna hold an action I guess I have to stand for the moment. So I'll stand for the moment. Take out my gun. Let's see. I think I want to use the one that. Oh no, I won't. I won't start with that one. I'll start with my pepper box.
Oh, and because of her features and whatnot, you can dual wield your pepper box and your pistol.
Okay. So I've never played a PC with guns before. So what's my attack? I can shoot both of them.
Yeah. So let me find you the stat block for the item. Okay, I'm gonna send you a couple of links here real quick.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yep. And
Okay, this is what. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do have this. I think my question is, can I shoot both the pistol and the pepper box in the same
you
attack?
can, because you're an 8th level fighter, you get 2 attacks. So that means you can attack with the pepper box twice, and then you can essentially offhand like bonus action on the pistol, because I believe that one's a light weapon. So essentially you can get 3 shots off in a turn if you're using that. The pepper box has an ammo count of 6 before you have to reload, and I'm trying to find what it is for the pistol.
12d6.
What's that?
12d6.
No, the ammo count for the
12d6?
pistol.
No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
how many times can she
Damn it.
shoot before she has to reload?
You just throwing that number out when you ask for a number, apparently.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll backfire on us one day.
Hey, I'm gonna have something to be like, hey, guns are 12d6, right?
And then a monster has a gun and we just get a...
What did you build, a Davy Crockett? Like, what the 12d6?
Okay, so yeah, you can double shot.
And the offense.
And-
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just gonna stand up and hold an action for when something comes out of the portal. Just do a shot at it.
Okay, so holding your action to shoot if you see an enemy.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me hold. Let me not go full force, just in case it's something that we don't really want to shoot. Who knows? Let's just do a single shot from the pistol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. You know what? I can't seem to find it, so trying to find how many times you can shoot the firearm with before reloading. That's the thing.
What kind of gun is it? I play a gunslinger in my other campaign, so I have the
Pistol?
gun notes. Let me pull that up real quick. I have it saved.
Okay, cool. I just can't remember if it's a 5-shot, a 4-shot, or a 6-shot.
I think it's only a 4-shot, but let me confirm.
4 shots, what sounds right? Okay, so Nora's doing that. Margot, I'm assuming
Dispel
you're
magic.
Dispel magic. Cool. We'll have to wait until the beginning of the round. Seamus.
Okay.
Or anything that you want to do, or Margot, anything you want to do before you cast your next dispel. That's where you're at.
No.
Okay.
I'm just confused. Okay.
Question.
So I
Roll.
don't participate in the
Okay.
surprise.
Never mind.
round?
You can
Okay, I'm
do. You can do.
Unless you're counting my first dispel as my participation in the surprise round. That's fine. I was just confused by that.
Yeah.
I was also just like multitasking with my head, so my brain went wild.
Yeah, you're good.
I short circuited.
Question,
Nice.
Morgan.
What's that?
So I just looked. My tattoo is a bonus action. Could I still do an action on the surprise round?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Reach out and cast guidance on Margot behind me.
gotcha.
Pistol's a
That's my
reload
bad.
4 with a misfire 1.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Could you do that from 15 feet away? Can Drew do that, or Dro do that from 15 feet away?
He has
Guidance?
15-foot reach.
Just,
Yeah, because you have 15 foot reach.
oh,
Technically, you can.
Hey,
Nice.
this is going to get him
I'm
in
just-
trouble.
this is
Yeah.
gonna be fun. Alright.
Am I up?
Yes. Sorry, I was responding to a message.
All good. Yeah, Seamus would use a couple of sorcery points to cast darkness on his rapier, and well, he would unsheath it and cast it on the blade.
Okay. Sounds good. Feel free to place your template. And then Yaslin.
Yaslin is going to shift first. Shift first, ask questions later.
Sounds good.
Oh, what is
Yaslin's eyes slit down to her minimum width and begins to perceive things in higher acuity.
And
Firearm
then-
tables in the general chat.
Oh gosh, I want to take a peek.
Thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and she's right outside of it, which is perfect. Let me just make sure something real quick.
Can I actually use mine to look around real quick? To see if I
Yeah.
see my little friend snaking through the walls around us?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
She's actually going to stand right freaking here. That's...
Why didn't I just... Oh, I thought that was me.
The dirty 20.
Yeah, right here, because why not? This... Perfect. She'll also probably just take the dodge action.
Hey, Margot. Margot, with the dirty 20, I was not expecting this, so give me a second to adapt here.
Am I getting...
You see one of those
Favorite thing to
things.
make the DM say.
Yep. Crap, what's this thing called? Or what's this monster type? I think I know what it is. Got it. Margot, you do see when you kind of like look around, and this is something you're severely concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
You see almost like the reverse of an after image. You can see into where these things come from, and you're a little bit familiar. You've seen things like this before. The problem with these things is that their shape is a little bit more metaphorical than physical. And so the ways that these things show up is vast. This time around, you see like a kind of a projection of where this thing will go, and it's almost like this thing is hijacking a portal from somewhere else in order to come in from a different place. It's small, but you see the path kind of
No.
like winding along. And you see this thing that isn't here yet, but you can tell is on its way.
Oh no, it's what I thought.
Oh, fuck!
Okay. She's going to shout out to Dro and Seamus. There's something coming and it can see us regardless of the darkness. And when she does do her next dispel magic, she's going to try to rip down the part of the portal that he's trying to cut into. So she's going to try to cut him off at the get-go.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So we are back up at the top. The water cardinal continues to do his thing. And so I'm gonna put this guy in combat, and he's going to his little after image is going to kind of creep. Actually, I'm gonna put him back where he is. Each turn, I'm gonna send him backwards up the chain. If he reaches the portal, then he appears.
Oh.
Then he's actually in play.
Oh no!
This is so bad, guys.
This is why you don't ask the DM questions, because this guy wasn't in the fight 5 minutes ago.
He didn't have to be.
Look what you've done! Look what you made him do!
Okay. So, like last time, or like every time before, so the water cardinal's gonna go, he's doing his thing, but he is my marker for the heat in the area. Everybody give me a constitution saving throw.
Does my sword play in any of this?
Oh. Yeah, that's...
Read the effects on your sword. I think it does specify something about that.
You get resistance to fire damage.
Yep.
Oh, Marco,
Natural
what?
one.
Marco, why? What is your dice? There's something wrong with them still. It's not really the fact. It surely cannot be the fact I have.
Doesn't that 20 do something?
Okay, let's see here. Con save. Okay.
Give me a nice cold hug, Joe. I'm gonna need it.
Okay, Yaslin, you're fine. Kenji... This whole fight is about increasing danger. So... for right now... No, it's hotter than it was previously. So. Oh, well, I rolled like terrible. So Kenji takes 1 point of fire damage as the space around you is very hot, and as like the attention of of what's on the other side of the fire gate surges forward, there's a blast of hot air that pours out. And Seamus, you will take 1 point of damage. I rolled a 1, so this is just a 1 for now for everybody. Margot, you are shocked by the sight of this thing. And you're going to take double damage for a whopping 2. And I'll have you roll at disadvantage for the natural one.
Oh, God.
Next time, at the top of the next round.
Don't worry, I got it, guys.
Let's see, who else? Nora, you take 1 point of damage. Leo, you are fine. Dro, you don't have to roll for next time. And who's wielding the sword right now?
Nadro
Okay.
is.
Dro's got the sword, so I'm gonna mark him with fire resistance. Okay. Alright, Dro, you were at the top. Oh, and Margot, you've got guidance.
I do.
Oh, and as a reminder, unfortunately, Leo is still suffering from soul loss.
Right.
Yeah.
He is.
Forgot. Yeah, so
I forgot
get
that too.
a -2 to all of my rolls.
Yeah. And if it turns out that that's too brutal, I may just stack up exhaustion levels on you instead.
Okay.
Okay, so Dro, what you doing?
If I
You've got our first step out of the gate.
I cast guidance on Margot, so I am concentrating on that still, right?
You are, because she has not used it.
So if I hold an action, does it cancel the concentration?
Nope, totally separate resources.
Okay, so will hold an action that if anything gets close, it's getting hit with this sword. If anything gets within 15 feet of Dro, that could even be potentially a threat to Margot. It's getting slashed.
Okay, sounds good. You're holding your action. Gotcha. Next up for Leo. Oh, sorry, and baddies come out of the gate. See a couple of like flaming hands begin to crawl, almost spider-like, out from around the gate, and Yaslin, Margot, and I think that's probably it. A couple of you see something kind of familiar.
Oh god,
Oh, these bitches.
A dancing, twirling spinner of flame and magma, similar to outside, leads the way for those that are on their way.
So when they appear, does my action to fire happen?
Yes, it does. So anybody who was previously holding an action to attack, go ahead and choose one to attack and make it happen.
I'll need to get myself a long range weapon.
Ooh, natural 20 -2.
Again, hey,
Yeah.
natural 20 still counts. Go ahead and
I
roll
need
that
those
damage.
dice.
yeah, you do.
The pink dice are doing work. That like puff chest that Leo's got going on is doing work for him. He's confident as hell. All right, and
I don't have a damage button. I have attack and critical. I don't know what happened.
critical replaces your damage when you crit. So
Oh.
it'll automatically roll 2 dice for you.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, and that is applied 2 damage.
Okay, so 8 points of piercing damage. You shoot out and you kind of burst through one of the fingers on this hand. Then Nora, which one did you hit? The same one? Both of you target the left one?
Yeah, I'll do the same one.
Okay. Sounds good. So Nora, you definitely hit, and all right, the first one is obliterated. No non-magical physical. Actually, that is not true. So Nora's bullets are not magical. They are reduced by half against this creature. So it's goes from being full formed into like having a couple of significant holes inside of it, and it like begins to kind of stumble around drunkenly. Okay. So that was the beginning of the surprise round portion. Now I'm rolling for where these ones are at. Okay, since it didn't get attacked, it's gonna go next. The dancing one is going to see you both. Or see everybody over there. And let's see here. It's going to look at... I'm going to roll for it. From the 2 that attacked, all it sees is the Jin, Yaslin, Leo, and Nora. So it's going to go for Leo. And it's going to use its Fiery Bolts spell. Actually, it's going to go for 1 on each of you. So the first one is on Leo. That would be a 10. Leo, you shoot out and you see a firebolt coming in, and you're able to just dodge right out of the way. The second one, I'm going to attack Nora for the same thing. Oh, my rolls are terrible. So an 11 launches out. Nora, you're able to like get back down and like crouch behind that little rock back in your prone position. And it does not hit. And then this thing drops through the lava. Disappeared.
Yay.
Oh, fuck.
as it has an invisible in fire ability.
Of course.
You're about to have a friend, it looks like.
Yep. Okay. So that was that. So that was its turn. Dro, we already did your turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Leo, your turn is back.
All right. So, I mean, with these guys this far away, there's not much I can do except fire off my crossbow. So, I'll take aim
That's a
at
good option.
that hand I just shot, and I'll shoot him again.
Sounds good. Yeah, that'll hit.
17 minus 2, right? That's a hit.
17 minus 2, yeah, it'll still hit.
So minus 2 have to. Can we say it doesn't apply to my attack rolls? Or does it? Because that would just make
It applies to your attack rolls, but not your
or,
damage.
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yep. So the attack roll would be a 15. 15 is its armor class. You launch it out with 6 points of piercing damage, but it is resistant to non-magical piercing. So that means it would have taken a little bit less from your critical as well. So sorry for the bait and switch. Didn't calculate that until right now. So you hit it again, and it kind of like pops open like a little space. Okay, and Leo, you have multi-attack, but your crossbow needs a reload in order for you to fire it twice. That doesn't mean like every time you start your new round, you can fire it again. Like the reload property is ignored when it's the beginning of your turn. But if you're trying to do it multiple times, that's where crossbow expert comes in.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anything else for you, Leo?
Yeah, nothing else for me then right now.
Okay, sounds good. Skipping Kenji. Okay, it's the monster's turn. So the one that just got pulverized a couple of times, it's going to just fly out 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, and it's going to use its dash essentially to move another 25 feet. It's about a 30-foot rise up to the level where the portal is. So it's hovering 30 feet in the air with its fly speed. Nora, you are up.
Okay, so when I hit that thing the first time, was I able to tell that my weapon was not as effective as I
Yes.
hoped? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to then. Okay, so you see Nora just quickly stand up, take out her. Let's see. You know what? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, we're gonna take out the. Sorry. Okay, the pepper box, and we're gonna go ahead and do a. Just saw it. I want to do a dazing shot,
Okay.
and so now, again, I'm not super familiar with this class or with the gun, so I can still do my 2 shots and then my 1, and one of those shots can be this dazing shot, which you just read. Is that right?
Yeah, you can modify any of the shots that you do to be a grit shot, and it just makes it more. It makes it easier to break your gun or like have it misfire, or it makes it. And you only have a certain amount of grit points that you can pump in, so you can do it on each shot.
You know what, though? I'm not going to do that because last time, yeah, I remember. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do regular shots. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm not going to use that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 2. Where are they? Okay. Okay, hit. Attack. I'm not able to use, oh, there we go. Some delay, right.
Yeah, what are you thinking? Maybe I can get you there?
Okay, so do those both hit? And I need to do my pistol as well.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, okay, yeah. Firing off 2 shots, those will both hit. And which one are you firing at? The one that's flying or the one behind?
So it's the closest one. It's that one.
Okay, cool. That does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay.
Oh, that was the attack, so we'll ignore that one. Go ahead and click that button that says damage.
No, I was doing the last one because you said that I had 3, right?
The
You said
pistol
that I
as
had-
Oh,
well.
let's resolve them one at a time.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Yep.
damage.
Okay, so that'll be 7 points of piercing damage to the one on the left.
That'll
And
kill it.
that is going to be enough to pop it, just, and it explodes into like a fiery burst, just and disappears. So you can redirect your second and third shots at a different target if you like.
Nice.
Okay, I see. All right. I'll go for. I think I can hit this one back here.
Yeah, you definitely
With
can.
the 100. Okay, so I'm gonna hit that one. And I think that second one was 14.
14. That I do see a 14 attack there. No. The second one was a 25. It's the third one that was a 14. So the 25 will hit. The 14 will miss.
Okay, so sorry. What I'm seeing is the 14 is damage, right? Because the 25 is attack.
Oh, yep, you're right. I thought that one was a second D20 attack roll. You're right. So the second shot with the pepper box is 25. That hits. It does 14 points of damage. It's reduced by half. So yeah, good solid shot. You blow off a couple of like the top fingers. So you've got one last shot with your pistol.
Yes. Okay, sorry. I'll go slower next time. I'm getting used to this.
Yep, all good.
Okay, that's probably not gonna hit.
Okay, a 3, but that is not low enough to do to make it misfire or anything. So that's just a straight miss. The smaller bullet flies up and just like melts as it gets close enough to the thing. Just no damage at all.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and duck back behind the rock, and that's my turn.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, this fiery thing is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces back up along the line. I have no idea if that's an appropriate pace. We're gonna find out. Margot!
Shit. You know the drill. Let's do that 4th level dispel magic.
With guidance.
I have guidance. So it's
Alright,
D20
yep,
plus
got it.
11.
What'd you roll?
It's rolling right now.
23.
Oh, okay.
23?
Whew. Oh, it's a guidance is a plus a D4, not a straight.
Oh, sorry. So that's
So
minus
that's
4.
a 19.
19
19 plus.
plus.
Okay,
Okay,
so 22.
21.
21. Yep, that works. Okay, once
I'm
more.
targeting the path of the quarry.
That one specifically. Okay, you see kind of like this hijacking portal. It's basically coming in from like 2/3 of the right side. You're able to reach out and kind of grab one of them and begin like ripping it down. And it's again a very high roll. You rip down another one of the posts. There are essentially 6 posts total. You'll need to rip down
4 more.
4 more for the entire thing, and let's see. I'm trying to determine based on the size here. 1 more to get this guy out of the way. But 1 more for that guy. The DC is a little bit harder because it's a more complex convergence, but it's not a 21 hard. So you got it this time.
Yeah, as she rips it down, she just yells out in Quarry, I'll see you in my dreams, as she rips it down. Nobody understands her, though.
Tro's
She's
just gonna
yelling
turn
in
and
Quarry.
look at her like, what?
That's not fair.
Pizza!
And you hear it call back to you, kind of like the voice like following this channel to where, like, at the end of the line, resonance, as it calls out to you like a disgusted title.
Yep. Great. She's just gonna start yelling curse words back at it in Quarry, which I've just decided is Russian, so like, look up, he's a demo.
Oh.
There you go. Thank you for that, because I wasn't sure like how to take, like where to take Corey.
It's Russian now, because that's what I know Russian swear words, so that's what we're going with.
That's fine. That's how we set this whole thing up. Seamus, you are up.
I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself.
Ooh, nice. Also, what's her name? Margot, you ripped down the other post, so give me another D100. This is all on you.
Oh gosh.
This is fair. That's not. Oh,
Okay.
I thought it was 64.
Okay, so Seamus, mirror image.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'd maybe bonus action hide, but I don't really know where I could hide, and I'm inside of darkness, and there's like several of me now, so yeah.
You could hide like behind this rock over here.
Okay, I would do that.
All right, so go ahead and give me a stealth check. $19? Okay, cool. Yaslin, your go.
So, seeing as these things are really far now, and I'm like, the likelihood of them attacking them is very slim at this very moment. Could I use my action to allow Leo to reload his short bow on his turn? So he can use both his attacks?
Yeah, I'll essentially let you do the help action. You know, I don't mind a little creativity like that. You essentially like go over like quickly like make sure you've got like a bolt ready for him to like reload. So he just like fires and just reaches over and grabs it and like chicks up.
Like,
So you could prepare him for the next round, so he can fire twice.
That's essentially what I think I'll do. I'll be like, I trust that you guys are nice and safe in that darkness. Holler if you are not.
You hear six voices of Seamus. We're fine.
Yeah. So if I stand right here, am I like necessarily in lava?
I'd recommend you stand right there if you're trying to avoid lava.
Can I jump over this lava spot?
It's like 3 or 4 feet. Yeah, easy enough.
Yeah, I'll just hop over it. Listen,
Okay.
we're gonna get you a double shot next round. I saw that first one and
So let me
I think
fumble
you
with
can-
it, try to put another one in.
yeah, I think we can do better.
Okay, next up is my critter. Okay, and at the top of the round, you get new friends, guys.
I don't want new friends. I like my old ones.
I'm sorry.
The friendly friends can always use more friends.
That is very
Okay, we need to have a conversation about that name because 3 of us weren't here when that was established.
That's not going to
Legacy!
be the name that Margot has a say in it.
What is that? What?
Is that?
Oh, what?
Is that
You guys haven't seen this thing before? Let me see.
Oh my god, I've seen these
Seamus
before.
was Troy
your
was around last
BFF.
time I used this thing. The roll of a 46 wasn't that bad, so I didn't give you 2 of them. Okay. Next up, my little creature over here
Oh my
is going to pop up and use its fiery. Use it to. No, there we go. What is it? Use my firebolt against Leo again.
Are we at the top of the round? And
We are at the top of the
round.
Finished.
Would now be a good time
I'm
to break?
dodging like Leo. Like,
Yep. Thank you.
is it
I
Leo
get
from the
into it.
Matrix?
You guys know this.
Neo. Neo dodging like Leo dodging like Neo.
Yeah, just. Absolutely. Cool. So yeah, we'll take our break here. We'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. We'll come back.
Okay.
Well, I already attacked Leo and missed him, thus spawning the Leo Neo comment. And then going to target Yaslin with my second shot. Yeah.
I didn't even.
Ooh, that'll be a 25 to hit.
Yeah. No, that'll hit me.
Okay,
Don't-
and
It's already gonna piss me off.
damage. I clicked damage.
Gonna make
There we
me
go.
angry.
Now I thought about it.
Oh my
Ooh, that's a
gosh, of
full
course-
10.
Of course, it's.
Why is it reduced?
Is it reduced? Oh, it's because I have temp HP when I shift, so I get.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. We did it. Okay, so a full surprise, like pop up and just kind of hits Yaslin across the jaw, leaving like a bit of a burn mark and like kind of like some black powder like coming across her face. And then my pretty
She's so pissed.
disappears again.
She's so fucking pissed. Like, oh, this bastard.
Okay. Next up is my new hand, and this thing does not have a lot of speed, so it's just gonna dash and move its 50 feet forward. Yeah, it's about 30 feet in the air. Same with the other guy, because it's just moving in a straight line so far. Next up is Water Cardinal. He's doing his thing. Everybody give me a Constitution saving throw, please. As the heat increases. Dro does not have to do this, because he got a natural 20 last time.
I just got hit in the face with a firebolt.
You're a little distracted. Wow, what's up with the 2 squads today, guys?
Yeah,
I
somebody.
can make it not with disadvantage, but I might want to
3
save
squad.
that for later.
Gosh, guys, can we get a double-digit number in here, please?
I'm gonna take the disadvantage
Yep, go for it, because you got this last
because I want to
time.
save that for later. 3, yeah.
Ugh. Two,
All
two,
right, this
three,
is looking
three.
promising. I'll roll for Leo, because I don't think Leo's back yet.
I thought that was gonna be it
Leo's
too.
up to a 16. And Kenji.
Wow.
Okay, Leo, Kenji's at a 17. Cool. So everybody except for Leo and Kenji. Let me see. Is that everyone? I think so. Boo. Rolling low. That is a 2. So everybody takes 2 points of fire damage as the new creatures show up. This time, one of them is an extra hand. This time, one of them is a flaming green skull that juts out, kind of like as that burst of air and fire pours into the room. At the end, there's a little green skull that turns towards a lot of you and begins to chatter. And the damage will go up next time. Grow.
There's nothing in range, so guidance on Margot again.
Okay. Continue doing the thing where you guidance and then hold your action.
Yes.
Got
That's
it.
pretty much going to be the plan unless something gets in range, then I'll switch it up, but Margot needs to close the same
Sounds
portal.
good. Leo, Yaslin used her last action to give you help for this action, so yes, you can shoot your crossbow twice. Oh, but I don't think Leo's here yet. Let's see here. What's Leo gonna target? A 1 targets the one closest, a 2 targets the one on the side, and a 3 targets the one in back. That would be a 1. Leo's gonna target this guy over here. Okay, first one. That is a 10. It's going to go long and just stick into the fire and just... The tip's going to burn off and the tail is going to fall into the lava and burn up there as well. With Yaslin's assistance, he quickly reloads, launches again, and there we go, hit. That is better. That's a -2 because of his soul loss, but it still hits because that's a 15. So that'll do some damage. But it is half damage because it is not a magical type of damage. Kenji's gonna move forward. Kenji's gonna stay with him and just be there for a second. Let's see, and Leo also has a +1 on his armor class right now because he's got Kenji out. Nora is up.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and again fire at this one,
Okay.
which appears to be the most injured. So
Always a time.
I'm gonna do one.
Woo! A natural 20 for a dirty or for a 30. Holy buckets. Yeah, you hit it a little bit.
Do damage.
Which creature are you attacking?
It's this one.
This one. Okay, go ahead and roll your damage for your natural 20 shot. So hit that critical, or it should have given you a critical
Oh, I
option.
didn't hit crit. Let me do that again.
That's okay. When you hit damage, it should give you the option of normal, reduced, or critical. Or normal or critical, excuse me.
Yeah, I already hit it and I did not hit critical, and now it's not letting me do it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and click it. So this is the crit damage. That is 18 points. That'll be reduced down to 9. 9 is what you needed.
Oh, nice.
Nora, go ahead and describe your kill.
Okay, so you see Nora quickly stand up. She takes her gun and she just lines it up, concentrating on the shot, takes the direct shot into the center mass, and it explodes in like fire and light, just explosion, and then fizzles away.
Nice. And a couple of little fingers fall to the ground and kind of like fade out before the hit. And that one is gone.
Okay.
Hi, puppy.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying hi to the new puppy on the screen.
Oh. So
Yeah.
take my gun and redirect it to the other one. And I'll do my second shot with that one. So,
Okay.
okay, that's my 21.
Okay. 21. Also, Nora, because you got a crit, you get a grit point back, I believe.
Okay,
21 does hit.
okay.
Go ahead and roll damage for that guy, too. 11 points. That'll be 5 after the reduction. Also, because you're playing a GIF, you have Astral Spark. Is that right?
Astral Spark. Let me look at my features.
There you go. You've got 3. You've got 3 charges you can use. You can choose to do 3 additional force damage on your shots.
Oh, is that every turn? Oh wait, that's sweet. I have to use that.
Yeah, once per turn, and you've got 3 shots that you can do it.
Per turn.
3 shots before a long rest, but you can you can do that once per turn.
Okay, I'm actually not going to use that because these are kind of weak. So not yet. I'm going to hold that for now.
Totally fine.
Okay, and then I'm going to do my last, my remaining shot on that same guy with my pistol. And then it's going to have to be loaded soon, but not just yet.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I believe 2 more shots on that. Nope, that's 1 more shot because you did a reaction shot.
Okay, so that's going to be my...
27, that's going to hit. Absolutely, go ahead and get that damage in. Ooh, is it enough? 11 points reduced down to 5. It had 5.
Okay. Quick question about my other gun, which maybe I should just be using that. So, I didn't ask this earlier. Is the other gun that you told me about, is that a magic weapon?
Neither of these are magic weapons, and it looks like you're rolling damage for
The water pistol, the water gun is.
The wave launcher, like the one you crafted. Yes, that one is definitely magical.
Super Soaker's got the magic.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I should be using that one.
It only has 2
It's only
shots.
got
So
2 shots.
2 magical shots, but
And that's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's all. Yeah, and it doesn't reload, or it takes a really long time because you have to like retract. It's like a harpoon launcher.
Got it. Okay, so we'll stick to this for now. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. I'm going to duck back down, and that's my turn.
Okay, cool. Next up is my Ori, and I decided I'm going to do this as a roll system. Let's see here. I'm gonna make this.
I'm so scared for us if this thing makes it in here.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't know what this thing does. So I'm like,
It's really bad.
It's fine.
This thing can travel through the portal, so I think it's pretty bad.
Margot
I
is
guess
horrified at what she's seeing right now.
If Margot's terrified of it,
Oh boy.
listen. If it's anything to do with like
He's speaking
controlling
in
people and
tongues.
getting in people's brains, it's probably not good.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll a d8 for this to see how far it travels. Could be
Oh,
great, could be
please,
bad.
roll low, roll low, roll low, 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 low,
Okay.
low.
This time it's a 2.
Oh my god.
Next time it's gonna be like an 8. Just
Oh no, stop! Every time you say that, every time you do
I
that,
know,
you roll
every
it.
time I open,
Please put it
every time I
outside.
open my mouth like that, it's
There is
cursed.
video
I'm
evidence,
sorry.
Lily. You need to stop.
Right, totally going to roll a 1.
Yep.
God damn it, Lily.
I'm sorry. If it rolls
Okay.
an 8, I'll take full blame.
All right, Margot, it is your turn.
Yeah, we know the drill. It's going to be a 3rd level this time.
Okay.
And I'll roll the guidance.
Let's go.
So it's plus.
Okay.
Plus 7.
Oh
Oh.
my
Oh,
god.
no,
Oh,
sorcery
no.
point. I'm re-rolling that. Sorcery point.
Okay.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
good thing you're playing this class. If you were playing some other class, you'd be fucked all the time.
And how many nat ones have you rolled today? Like
Less than I
already
did last
3?
Friday.
Oh,
So, 24.
Okay. 24.
And I'm focusing on the quarries, the half of the tunnel that the quarry's in is still.
Okay. You reach out, and you know what? I'm gonna let you describe this first. If there's anything additional that you would say about what's going through your mind, or anything first before I start asking my flavor.
She's a little panicked because she knows what this thing can do and what it's capable of and how screwed they absolutely are if it gets in. But she's also a little giddy at seeing, maybe for the first time, the physical connection, because she's known it exists, but she's never seen this portal, this connection. It's like validating everything she knows is happening that people don't believe she thinks is happening. There's a little giddiness to her, seeing it and then bringing it down, knowing that she has the power to stop this.
Okay. You reach out, finally having something tangible to put your efforts against, and it's not something that's paranoia. I mean, you still have to try to convince everybody that it's not paranoia, but at least you know. You reach out, grab hold of that kind of magical structure once more, waiting for those kind of like symbols and waves to like line up in just the right spot where you can grip them and start to separate them. And as you do, you feel resistance from the other side. Oh, how far away are you from this portal? From its...
At least 120 feet,
Okay, 120 feet.
which I know still puts me in range of some things. This could go really badly, guys.
I don't know.
Could go great. Because things could
Guys,
just.
I have complete faith in you.
Okay. Because it's the future image of this thing,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have the normal ability that it would normally have.
Oh?
So, as you start to do this, it's going to try to resist what you are doing. And it's going to cast Eye Bite against you.
Okay.
Go ahead
saving
and
throw
give
on
me a... It's
Intelligence
a
save.
wisdom save.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll at advantage, because this is not the true self. It's kind of
Oh my
messing
fucking
with
god!
I just saw
How
another
did I
one on
roll
your.
a natural one?
Yeah, I'm
Sorcery
disgusted
point.
by your
Sorcery
dice.
point. Oh no, inspiration. I'm gonna use one of my inspirations.
There you go.
Should I reroll both or just one?
Just the one. You're just adding one more dice to try to get a better result.
12 is not gonna be enough against this thing, I know it.
Okay. Do you want to do that sorcery point?
Well, kind of. I don't.
Huh? If I use this I still have true sight though. Would Eye Bite stop my true sight?
You don't know the effects of what it's trying on you.
This level
You
spell?
can feel it like trying to get you with something.
Okay, yes. I'm gonna use a sorcery point. This is the last sorcery point I can use.
Oh my
Well,
god.
I can use more, but we'd be out of...
Don't use more.
If I use any more, I won't be able to get a spell back.
Oh.
Okay, yes, that was good. 20. Holy shit.
Okay. You feel a convergence of opposing possibilities clash against one another.
Oh my.
Like multiple dreams happening at the same time with a similar plot, different branching possibilities and outcomes as you begin to fight back and forth against this thing, using multiple sources of power within yourself. You can feel it doing the same. And even for those around you that have no idea what's going on, they see like this rapid distortion, almost like two like different colored octopi like trying to arm wrestle each other for supremacy. And it's like this weird translucent happening between the points where they have no idea where this thing is and going into the darkness. And then it just snaps. And you have very, very barely managed to stave this thing off. It is a stalemate, which leaves the current reality as current.
Yeah, she definitely lets out a cry of terror. So wait, I didn't bring down the 24 wasn't enough on the
You did.
spell magic? Okay.
You did, but it was that this was its last ditch attempt to stop you from doing that. Basically, that was a mental version of counterspell versus counterspell.
Okay.
And you kept it in check.
Holy shit, guys.
Morgan, are you sure this isn't the big bad?
Yeah, what the f-
Anyways,
What the fuck is this thing?
this thing...
It's
so as
not
that
going to be a
portion-
problem anymore.
As that portion of the tunnel collapses, the right side really diminishing. It's kind of like a warped oval now. All of you hear, like, in your imagination, this is very different than, like, hearing it in telepathically. You hear, like, a screaming, like a wrenching, like, hot metal being thrown into an ice bath. The squealing, screaming sound of something beyond the gate. Margot's the only one that has an idea of what that might be.
Dro just turns
And I
and
think
looks at her.
Seamus and Dro both also hear her matching a war cry as she's bringing it down.
Mm-hmm. Opposing screams, and Margot, you feel this thing like lock onto your soul.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Corey. Okay, how to speak like a bug in Russian real quick. You're not enough to stave it off. You will fail against the end. As it pushes away and begins to drift out of the space.
You don't know what I'm capable of as she rips the final part of that pillar down.
Very nice.
Do you say that out loud, just out of curiosity?
And Corey.
Cool, so you're just gonna hear Joe. Okay, cool. So she's talking to herself now. Good. Just looking at Seamus like, what the fuck?
In very strange language, yes.
Don't look at me.
Three more
The
guys,
motto
three
of
more.
like Dro being next to Seamus, both of them like, don't look at me, darkness.
But the bad part is we can still see through it, so it's like putting up a wall we can see through.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Seamus, your go as Margot's yelling at the fire.
I'm gonna, try to reach out a shadowy hand and touch this flaming skull coming through the portal there.
Okay. Go for it.
Good dirty 20.
Okay, that'll hit. And you reach out, the kind of like the shadows like hidden in its teeth and its jawline, reaching out, like kind of scratching its face with necrotic damage. It is resistant to necrotic. And what's the rest of that spell do? Is that the one that prevents healing?
That's right.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. It'll kind of like turn its gaze. It's not sure where that came from because you cast that from inside darkness. Okay. Anything else for you, Seamus?
I will bonus action be awesome, and that'll be it.
Please roll a performance check with triple advantage.
What does he get triple advantage?
I'm awesome. I just said it.
Okay. Next up is my turn. And this guy's gonna look around, survey the battlefield, do a quick check on something. Ooh, that's not good for you guys.
No.
It's gonna look around. It knows exactly what that darkness spell is. So, it's going to take its turn to add its
really bad.
own sphere of influence.
Oh,
Oh, this is awkward.
As it looks directly at the darkness spell and casts, opens its mouth and launches out a tiny mote of beaded fire.
Fucking fireball.
Margot, did you already use your reaction?
No, but if I use that, it's a 3rd level spell gone, which is one of the spell slots we need for Dispel Magic.
I'd save it.
Which would
That's a
mean
choice.
I wouldn't have enough spells to do Dispel Magic. So it wouldn't matter. Like, I need those spots.
Don't I?
Okay. The thought comes through your head, and the final choice is?
If I do anything about it, I won't be able to close the portal.
You take
I'm
the
gonna have to
hit.
take the damage. I'm gonna have to take the hit. And pray I don't die.
Fireball launches out, exploding right on you. Margot fails, Dros fails, Seamus succeeds the dexterity check. 24 points of damage going out. Seamus dodging a bit behind that rock that he was already hidden behind, taking less damage. Seamus has absorb
maybe
elements.
even less.
And I take half
All right.
because I'm
I like to
resistant to
think
fire.
that Seamus, because he used this spell scroll to protect him from fire elements, and there was something about reading through that scroll that like unlocked something in him that as this fireball comes in, he's able to like absorb some of the fire into himself and like pull it kind of into the rapier as he's holding it out in front of him.
Okay. Very nice. Go ahead and give yourself 6 points of damage back.
And Margot looks very bad right now.
Do I take half as well because of the sword?
Yes, you do.
How much was it total?
Is 24 total, so give yourself 6 back.
Oh my gosh, this is already
I
looking
can't
no
take another
bueno.
hit like that.
Okay. It goes out. That'll be its turn. It's gonna move about 40 feet. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna get a little bit closer over here. Okay, Yaslin, you're up.
Gosh, guys.
The problem, guys.
Hey, your roll was good enough to not give you 2 of those things this round.
Yeah. That's
This
all
round, he
the
says.
Alright, Leo.
This
we're
may or may
going
not
to
have a
make
sliding scale of holy shit.
Yeah. Leo, you really gotta shoot that thing.
Thing
On
needs
it.
to go.
Yeah.
And so she'll help him. To get to
Sounds good. She'll help Leo get a second shot off again this time. All right, Margot, give me a D100. Let's see what comes out next.
Also, 6 pillars means I have to succeed on every single dispel magic roll.
Yeah, I mean, we might be able to physically attack one of the pillars or something, but
Isn't
it is
the
kind of a
Jinn
magical thing.
isn't the Jinn trying to close, or is he just keeping it from getting
The
bigger?
Jinn's keeping like the bigger things from getting
Okay.
out.
And maybe if we weaken it enough, he can do more, but we just...
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
There's 3 left,
it-
and I can do 2 more, and then all my sorcery points to get a spell slot back to do a 3rd. So that means no more rerolls.
Could you convert lower spell slots into sorcery points to later get a 3rd level back? It's a lot of
It does go both
jungle
ways.
gymnastics, so
It's a gamble,
sorcery
but-
points
You
are
can-
kind of confusing.
You can convert spell slots into sorcery points, and
To get
then
higher
build up,
spell
and then
slots.
flip it back the other way too.
It's
Oh.
weird. Yeah,
it's
but
not very economical,
guys.
but it can work.
Learning the sorcerer.
in a pinch, in like a real bad pinch, what you can do if you're really not using like those 1st level and 2nd
I'm
level,
not.
is convert them into sorcery points with your bonus action during your turn.
Okay,
To
that will
one
occur
later
next
turn.
time.
I play sorcerers, guys.
Next up, the wave of fire comes out. You
Oh.
hear? Let me see here. Leo, Seamus, you start to hear a familiar sound.
Oh,
Oh my god. That's what I think it is.
I think
And
your mic canceled that out.
oh, and you start to hear a very deep, thick buzzing sound.
Damn it.
Buzz, buzz. Hey. Ooh, I rolled terrible. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up is my little fiery bugger, and who goes invisible in the water or in the fire.
I'm so done with this piece of
What?
dancing ballerina's got
Let's
to
see.
go.
Let's see here. She saw something happening inside the darkness, just like everybody else, with those tethers happening between the quarry and Margot. So she's gonna blind fire one of those bolts into the darkness.
Dude, I wish this was the new monk changes book in there.
Oh, right. That'd be freaking cool.
So, it'd be a
Um,
disadvantage, wouldn't it, then?
It is a disadvantage. Thank you.
Yeah.
Unamas. Well, I burned a 20, so you're welcome. Okay. Dro. Because you are... Let me see.
I was trying to get cover back here anyways, so.
Joe is
Yeah, Dro's
standing in front of her.
covering. So that 16 is just like blind fires in there. It would hit Margot. You can take the bullet if you want, though. Even though your armor class is higher, you dodging in front of her would, you could take the hit if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll put the sword up, and some of it maybe hit me. Cut the
Okay.
resistance.
Sounds good. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. Let me see here. I'm going to target. It's probably going to make me roll again, so I'm just going to do this real quick. Oh, boo. Just let me hit you. Whatever.
What is
I'm
happening?
just going to roll the dice.
There's just firebolts everywhere.
Okay, that will be 10 points of fire damage, but yeah, you come up and like grab the sword and block it. And only burns you a bit. You take 5 points of fire damage.
Cool.
Okay.
Morgan,
What's up?
would it be okay if I could retroactively, since I haven't taken any of my bonus actions all combat, use one to get some spell slots back? Because I wasn't aware that was something I could do. Some
Yes,
sorcery
you can.
points back. Okay.
Yep. Learning classes is a total thing. Okay. It's going to roll a 1d2. Who does it like? 1 is Yaslin, 2 is Leo. It likes Yaslin. Let's shoot for Yaslin again.
Make Yaslin more angry. Mm-hmm.
That'll be a 23 to hit.
That hurts.
All right. Yaslin,
Gosh,
9
Nick,
points
this
of
stop
fire
rolling
damage.
so high. Gosh,
Two firebolts for 19 points of damage to the barbarian. Don't mind if I do. It's gonna pop itself back down into the fire. All right. Next up is the Cardinal. Everybody give me a con save. Nobody has immunity this round.
All right. Someone's dice pushed it off a 20.
That's what's kind of horrible about rolling with other people's dice on the board is yours occasionally
they're all
get pushed off
theirs.
the number.
Oh my gosh, this is rough, guys.
I'm horrible at these heat checks. Like, even in the last fight, I was like, yeah, not good at this part.
Yep. The heat checks are Seamus's bane for sure. Margot fail, Dro fail, Yaslin success, Leo success even when you take away the -2, Nora fail, Seamus fail, Kenji fail. Come on! That's a 1.
Oh, thank
Putting
God.
that dice in timeout.
No,
Okay,
no.
so everybody who failed take 1 damage, even if you're resistant, because I can't reduce it down to 0. Alrighty. Dro, you are up.
Margot's looking at you a little crispy.
You look back and some of her hair is like Einstein-esque with like burnt tips.
Well, he's gonna turn around and be like, "You're welcome for the oh shit."
Ouch!
Reach out, cure wounds.
There you go. Get it.
Every little bit helps.
Here we go. I gotta find it in this. I might want to target you first.
Heal for the amount there.
Wounds. Please don't be shit. Dro's target is blocked by a wall. Where?
What?
Is it the darkness?
What?
Oh no, it's because she's off the map, so I'm going to scooch all 3 of you a little bit further.
Alright, let's try this again. You get 6 back.
That's better than nothing. Those 6 might save my life.
Okay. Dro, anything else?
What can I do for a bonus action? Nothing that's distance.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like I changed your class forcibly on your last session, so you have no idea what's going on yet.
If he gets close, I have something, but yeah, no. No. I have nothing.
Okay, gotcha. Next up is Leo. You still got your double shot because Yaslin helped you again?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna aim at this skeleton dude and go for a couple of crossbow shots.
Alright, let's have it. Okay, you are the, like,
I'm going gambling.
wow, you are the like, and you're like the antithesis to Margot's shit rolls.
Yeah,
It's all that charisma.
it is.
That's what the other side of the dice looks like.
Ooh. Really, I had forgotten for so long.
Seamus, go ahead and take inspiration for a great burn.
In a fire battle.
Mm-hmm.
Very punny.
Okay. I don't.
Got a
Oh, there
little
it
too
is.
cocky.
Okay, you know what? I'll let you roll that second attack at advantage because of the natural 20 previously. So you reach out and like the bolt goes straight in its eye socket and it maneuvers and it like kind of drops and like it loses some altitude. It's not. Okay, so we're just gonna take the first one here.
Let's take the first one, yeah, so 8 and 4, so 8.
That'd be 4. Oh, so 12. 12 is not quite enough. Its armor class is 13. So the second one does not hit, but you had a good chance for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be Leo's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna roll an intelligence check for Kenji. Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Except he's +2.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna reach up. He's gonna look up at you, Leo, and he's gonna like, as you're like reloading the next bolt, he's gonna grab it and like dip it in the water inside of his head, and hand it back.
Okay, he'll load it in and see what happens next time.
All right. Yeah, if he rolled lower than a 12, I wasn't gonna let him have the idea. Nora's up.
Okay. Then go ahead and. How injured is that skull looking?
If you hover over it with your mouse, it'll tell you what his current state is. But right
Yeah,
now,
and
it
let me-
shows injured.
My question, I guess my, sorry. I guess my question is metagaming, so never mind. Okay.
No, you're good. So I'll send the list to the group. So this is the order. Oh, no, Troy's got it. You can check. That's the list of the order in which they progress.
Okay. Is it
Reverse, but yes.
channel? Okay. All right. I'm gonna just go ahead then and do the same thing. This is my last shot with the pistol, so I have to reload after this. Okay, that's fine. Oh, sorry. Does that hit?
Muted, Morgan.
Just
Still
the first-
muted.
You're muted. You're still muted.
No, I was doing so well.
Hello?
Yeah, that's my bad. It's a normal thing also. So let's see, 22 hits, you do 8 damage. And yep, so I did my math bad. So if you, what is it for you guys? Is it double right click and you can target the creature? Cool. And then when you're targeting, if you attack it and you beat its armor class, it will automatically apply the damage when you click the damage roll.
Double right click.
Yeah, you'll see these like 4 arrows like blinking around it when it's selected, and then you, like when you make your rolls, you'll know that the damage will apply.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. Yep. And I see like your little orange dot above it. So the next. Ooh, that went wild. 21. Jeez, you guys are not rolling lower than a 20 against this guy. That hits. So go ahead and roll that damage. There you go. 14.
Nora's a
total.
killer too, though. Nora's just a warm-blooded. I was gonna say cold-blooded, but Nora's, a gift.
She's
I
mammalian.
assume they're warm-blooded. Yeah.
Okay, and the final
Oh my
shot
God!
for the pistol, natural 19. That absolutely hits. So go ahead and roll your damage for the pistol as well. Okay, did that actually apply? I don't think it did, so I'll add that in there. So another 4 points of damage. Okay, you hit it. It's getting down there, starting to have like missing portions of its like cheekbone, and like there's a hole in its skull itself, and knocked out of like a couple of its teeth. It's taking the hits, but this whole like resisting non-magical stuff is keeping it alive.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll duck down again.
Okay, and
Oh.
both of your weapons are out of ammo now. You need to spend an action or an attack action each to reload them.
Okay, question.
Mhm.
I thought, doesn't the didn't we say that the other gun, the pistol had 4 and the other one had 6, right?
Yeah, so you shot the pistol
Oh, 2
once
for-
during the surprise round, and then you've
Yeah.
had 3 rounds, so both of them are empty at this point.
Okay, so I have to take an action for both to reload.
Yeah, or an attack action. So, like, since she's above 5th level, she has 2 attack actions. She can take 1 attack action per gun to reload it.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That's my turn.
Okay, cool. Margot, you're up after having confronted something that you've only had nightmares about.
So we know what she's doing. 3rd level. Dispel magic. No guidance this time because she definitely needed that heal. It was a much needed heal.
Mm-hmm. Her rolls are high. They need to be. Once more, ripping down kind of the left side this time. As the tunnel collapses again. A little bit further.
And then she's gonna use her bonus action to expend 5 sorcery points to regain a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay. The Jinn turns his head back. Keep going! They're coming. Okay, Seamus. You are up, sir.
Just throwing a con save check out there for my darkness from when I was hit by the fireball.
Yeah, you totally fine because you only took 6 damage.
Oh wait, she
Well-
wants to move too because she does not want to be near this fireball.
Oh,
She's gonna
yeah, fair.
creep-
Go for it.
Creep down here and try to crouch and get some cover. She's gonna
Okay.
let the darkness draw that thing away from her. Hopefully.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh boy.
Don't know if it's the guidance.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to reach out with my shadowy hands again, I think.
Okay, go for that attack. Uh, 16. Okay.
Does that hit?
No.
Oh, shield. What a
As you reach out and the kind of tethers like creep up and like go to rake its face, there's a greenish blur as it casts shield and blocks the damage. Its AC is currently 18 till the beginning of its next turn, which is right now. So only for a moment. Okay. Seamus, anything else?
I would just maybe look at Grow and say, you might want to get out of here too.
Yeah. There's something I want to do before I go.
Next up is my turn. And similar to Seamus, but in a bit of a different manner, Seamus shivers side to side and creates illusionary duplicates of him. The skull blends its light around it and becomes severely out of focus as it casts blur on itself. Any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against it unless they are seeing it with blind sight or something like true sight. So I don't think I have a blur sort of vibe here. So I'm gonna just use this one for a marker. And it's going to, I think it's going to stay right about where it is. Yaslin, you are up.
Yeah. Yaslin's like getting a little ticked off by this thing that continues to freaking throw firebolts all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you've got him, right, Leo? Yeah. Yeah. And so what she's gonna see if she can do, she saw the weird fire lady last here.
Mm-hmm. Last where?
Like over here somewhere over here.
Okay.
That, at least what I remember. So she is going to try to anticipate where she ends up next. And is there like some rocks around here?
You can move forward if anything like doesn't look like it has lava on it.
No, I mean, like, is there like loose pebbles and rocks on the ground? Because I want to just throw a stone at her because I'm kind of pissed.
Oh yeah, you could easily like grab a couple of stones, use them as like
Cool.
improvised weapons.
I'm about to throw some rocks at this fire lady because I'm kind of.
Sounds good. You pick up a couple of stones. I mean, they're improvised weapons, so they'll do like I forget what that is. Like, is that 1d4 or is it just a 1?
I don't know. I think it's a 1d.
And if you're a barbarian, you might have proficiency.
I don't have proficiency in improvised weapons. It deals if a character uses a ranged weapon to make a melee attack or a thrown weapon, it also deals 1d4 damage.
Yeah. So if you hit with it, 1d4 plus your strength mod.
Cool. I'm gonna throw a rock at this lady.
Okay. So,
It's
are
here.
you blind attacking or are you holding your action until she pops up?
Oh, I'm holding my action until she pops up.
Gotcha.
So I'm
Okay.
kind of so I know it's. Could I rage before all of it, or is it because I'm holding my action I can't?
No, holding your action holds, literally holds your reaction, not your bonus action. So you can bonus action and then hold your action for sure.
So I'm gonna rage. I'm raging.
All right, sounds good. That's a good choice for a barbarian.
She's raging. She is not raged, and now she is pissed.
Okay.
Let me add that. This.
There we go. Okay, Yaslin's holding her action. Let's go ahead and give her the rage.
Oh yeah.
Next up, Buzz. Okay, it is the bug's turn. And let's see. Nora, give me a stealth check at disadvantage, since you're really not like spending your time to like stealth. It's just kind of like you're trying to get some benefit out of quickly hiding.
Wow.
Double twos. You are not well at all. Okay. I don't like making decisions for my monsters today. So it's going to spend its turn dashing down above Leo. So I'm gonna put it one square lower. It's gonna come down here, and it is about 10 feet in the air, so it is within melee of Leo. And that's gonna be its turn, because it doesn't have anything else to do. Okay, the top. Margot, give me a D100.
Just real quick point of order. On shield, does the creature need to be able to see me to cast shield as a reaction to it, or is it like just a reaction to the spell?
I'm pretty sure it's just a reaction to getting attacked.
Yeah. It's just it doesn't say anything about sight.
That makes sense.
Yep, just a reaction to being attacked. Okay, the top. Okay. Margot, buying you guys some time with something not too terrible. High rolls are good.
Oh, that's good.
I was so scared I just screwed us.
No.
2 more, guys. 2 more.
We obliterated these things last time.
Yes, you did. So 3 of them.
No.
Oh, hey, what the heck? Why is it not rolling HP? Weird. It's supposed to be. Okay. I like to have variable hit points.
Very varied.
Wow.
Apparently. There we go. One of them has lower. Okay. So the 3 of them, that's basically a crit. So what should have been a rough round for reinforcements is just going to be normal. Or it's going to be pretty mild. Up at the top, my little dancing fairy's going to do its job.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm so ready to throw these rocks at it.
Okay. Yaslin, go ahead and roll your attack.
Is it a D20 plus my strength?
Yes. I don't think anybody. I think the only way to get proficiency in improvised weapons is to take a feat called what is it? Tavern Brawler, I think.
Yeah.
So this is not with your proficiency. 12. First one flies a little bit wide and just lands in lava with a splat and begins to melt and form itself in.
Alright, and then I can roll my other one. Oh my gosh, that's a 2.
2. It's a little further off left than you would have expected, and so like you take a little bit longer of time like throwing them out. It does not land.
I'm used to rocks that are a little heavier than this.
There you go. Excuse me. Okay. That'll be. Okay, that'll be your reaction. It's still got 10 feet of movement left, so it's going to come up here and it's going to use its Burning Hands spell.
Me?
Let's see here. Oh, I don't think I can get Leo and Yaslin.
They're just me.
Let's see if I would have gone to a different spot. Does that help at all? Oops. Back to footage. Sorry guys, I just murdered that game on accident. My bad.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so that's gonna be a thing. It's gonna make Yaslin and Leo do a dex saving throw with its burning hand spell. I'm gonna shift it over 5 feet to the right because it knows, to hit things, even if I don't. Sorry. Okay, so Yaslin and Leo, both give me dex saving throws, please, when we get back in here.
I should refresh then.
Yep.
Maybe.
Are we kicked out? I still have it.
Was everybody kicked?
I'm still in it.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems.
Oh, well, then maybe I was just the one that got kicked. I kicked myself out. Okay, nope, it can't hit Leo. So never mind, just Yaslin.
Nice.
Okay, that is 14 points of fire damage. Yaslin, please give me a save. A dex save. You have advantage because this is a dex save and you can see it.
I think my internet just crashed again. Yes, it definitely did. Everything froze for me.
Okay.
So I have advantage. You could roll it for me.
I will roll it for you.
Thank you.
Welcome. That is a 15. The DC is a 14. You take half damage, so that'll be 7 points of fire as it pops up and throws a wave of fire in front of your face, just burning you ever so slightly. That's why I can smack my mic and have to reposition things. Okay. And I am, because I was trying to be greedy and catch both of you in my fire spell, I used up all my movement speed. I do not get to immerse myself in the fire.
Nice.
Okay. Let me see. The snake is going to use its speed to just... It's just going to dash as it starts to, dive down the kind of, cascade of fire. Okay. The cardinal is still holding the size of this thing. Screams back, "Keep it going! I can tie it off when it's done!" And as he says that, you hear some deep sounds from the other side. And a couple of large hands come by and grip on either side of the portal and begin to hold it and resist further. And you see the Jin's hands reached out like this. And let me see here. Anybody who's paying attention to the portal itself, you can see an armored face or an armored body on the other side. And it kind of gives it a tug, and one of the Jin's fingers snaps back in a broken position. Everybody give me a con saving throw, please. Yaslin, you back with us, or should I roll for you?
Internet's still down, so if you could roll that for me.
Yep. Seamus rolled good! Big surprise, Margot rolled bad.
Another one, guys!
Yeah.
Another one!
You did not roll another
every one you
one.
get, I'm gonna
Another
roll
one.
a 20.
Oh, how many now? 3, 4? That's 4.
I'm gonna get a counter.
We're gonna just have the Margot natural 1 counters.
And we're gonna have like a little calendar that says how many days we could go without a nat 1.
It's never going above. It's never going above a 0.
How
Yeah.
many rounds? How many rounds?
rolls?
It's like
been
there's like a
5
spoof
rounds.
version of a like not another teenage
4 rounds.
teen movie or something. Like the football game ends based on like how many concussions the linebacker gets. It's like once he gets 6 concussions, then the game's over. Okay, so rolling. Ooh, I rolled well this time. DC is currently a 16. Yaslin, Dro, Nora, Kenji saves because Saya goes to defender against saves. Margot critically fails. So if I list your name, you take 8 points. You take max damage. Margot, you take
Yaslin fails
6.
at a 21.
No, I think Yaslin's good.
Oh, I rolled. Oh, nope, you're good. I was looking at her dex saving throw from previously against the fire flame. So nope, you're good, Yaslin. So 8 points. Margot, you take 16.
Not disadvantage on my next roll. 16.
Ooh.
Yep. As Margot, there's a bout of fire here, and this time it like kind of sprays up against a rock and kind of like ricochets off and like hovers your back as you are burned severely.
Margot might die before she gets to cast those next field. Dispel
That would be
magics,
good.
guys.
Well, I'll try to make that not happen if we can.
He moved away.
Hey, Dro, you're up.
That changes stuff.
Sorry. You don't get to do cool monk shit.
Oh,
Keeping
fuck
me
yes, I
alive.
do. I got 55 feet of movement.
That's true.
I'm gonna run down and, with force, smack her on the shoulder for another cure wounds,
Good game.
and then get.
Technically, technically your tattoo gives you extended reach, so you could do that from 15 feet away even.
Even better. All right, so
Just make sure it's on the shoulder. You know, we want to be.
If it's on the
friendly
ass, you
here.
have to yell good game.
well, it's gonna be in the front. It's more of him just running by, slapping it, and then he's gonna do some
Slapping,
other shit.
what is it? That's what I'm saying. We
Either
need to
shoulder or
know
face,
what
one of the
you're
two.
High or low?
Pats her on the head as he runs by.
Drive by, claw slapping.
Let me do this first before I get ahead of myself. That sucks. Me, you gotta be 5 feet away. Stop yelling at me. Where'd it go? Better. Wait, that was the same.
Margot, because of your natural 1, give me a concentration check
Oh boy.
to see if your burn disrupts your mind enough where you are allowed to cast spells next turn or not.
Oh,
You better save on
It'll follow the
this.
same
wait.
rules. You took 16 points of damage, so you gotta get a 10 or better for a concentration check, which is a con check.
You have a +5.
Okay.
You should-
So this is just a just make a Constitution saving throw.
I want to see something real quick.
Oh, she does.
Do I
that.
get advantage because of Warcaster?
You would, because that's how the feat works.
there we go.
It's on spells you're concentrating on, and I'm not concentrating on anything though.
No, but because of the natural 1, I'm gonna give it some extra juice. You got a 12. You're fine.
Ooh.
But the natural 1 gave you the chance that you were not going to be able to cast spells. Okay, Droz runs by, slaps Margot, keeps going.
Fucking. So, running back, once he gets in range, key point, barrier blows. So he's gonna like jump in the air and basically, since he got the sword in his hand, he's just doing like a roundhouse kick on this bitch. But she didn't run away.
point. Let me see. After you take the attack action. Flurry of Blows only works after you've done the attack action, because you can't actually do your unarmed strike as a bonus action unless you take the attack action, but you did it with casting a Cure Wounds. So if that changes your strategy, feel free. I mean, it probably should change your strategy because it can't happen.
Margot's gonna go down. Fuck.
Juice. Body blocker. I can potentially make this thing not.
And I can make it easier for you too. That's why.
So
Yeah.
Kenji in his next move can also do his healing move on Margot. We're close enough.
I mean, I can just reckless attack and get advantage on things. That's a.
Alright, Drew, what's the
I'm gonna
move?
roll a d20 to figure it out.
Your playtimer's running.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
so
a game of chess.
he wouldn't have
Around
casted
timer.
that. There's more coming out. He's gonna try to cut the numbers so Margot can get these down. So subtract the 8
so
healing.
Subtract the 8, take the healing back, or subtract the healing, take the spell slot back, get into the fray.
Yeah, so with the sword. Why do I have the fire snake selected as a character? What? Okay.
Oh,
Probably
it's because you
from a
played
long
as
time ago.
It's because you played as it once upon a time.
I went to click on it
That-
and I saw bite and I was like, I'm not Seamus.
That's why the health wasn't rolling, because anytime I assigned you guys ownership, it no longer considers that a monster character, and
It's a player
the dice
character.
automatically health rolls on monsters.
Ah.
Oh, I gotta move 5 feet. Morgan, he's yelling at me, but he's gonna do this
Yeah, go
from
ahead
15.
and cheat the distance because we don't have that ability set up yet. Yep, just an attack.
Ew.
Yay.
-1.
Your font is so thick on your dice.
Was it
I'm
because
so
it's
glad we finally got to see that animation.
I'm very confused on why I have a -1 though.
Are you using strength as your modifier?
It shouldn't.
Shouldn't it be using dex?
It's
Yeah.
not a versatile weapon.
It has versatile option.
Oh, that's
No,
because
excuse
for
me,
damage.
it's not a
that's
it's not a
versatile.
finesse weapon. My bad. So it's a strength only weapon.
Even if I'm proficient with it?
Yes, because you can be proficient and attuned to a battle axe, but it still takes strength instead of dex.
I have a thing.
I mean, you could wield a battle act with some finesse. I mean, I don't think the finesse should be based on the axe. It should be based on the wielder. But you know, that's just me.
Yep, it's because short sword is the sword that has finesse as an option, which allows you to use dex instead of your strength. Which is why rangers always like dual wield short swords instead of long swords, unless you have dual wielding as a feat, which allows you to. Wait, no, that's completely inaccurate. That's something else.
so
yeah,
even
this is using your strength modifier.
even with this being a dedicated weapon, the feature of a monk.
Yeah, so,
Ooh.
Feature of the
It
It
monk.
doesn't change how heavy the weapon is, which is essentially why you're using strength.
Oh, okay. That's gonna change some stuff later down the road then. Okay. So one swing. Right. I haven't punched anything this entire fight. So I'll attack again. Natural
Ooh,
20.
there you
oh,
go.
nice.
All right. Yeah, that absolutely hits.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
is so fucking cool.
That's dope.
Took me a while to figure out how to make that an animation.
Oh,
That was
that's
max
so
damage on the slashing.
Woo!
Ooh.
Oh, plus the force damage on my tattoo.
Nice.
Go ahead and add that and double it.
So
Wow, one smack to rule them all.
will this work? I don't know if this will work. Okay, sure.
Roll 2, 1.
Stunning strike.
Okay, before you do,
Oh.
you smack it, and even though you're 15 feet away, I've got a 60-foot range on this. The sword comes out and slashes it, and like frost like bleeds over, but inside of the frost it cracks open, and a gout of fire reaches out. As it uses Hellish Rebuke for... you succeed with an 18, so you take 2 fantastic points of fire damage.
Nice.
So I take 1 because of the sword.
Yeah, I didn't even use it.
You take 1 point of fire damage because of the fire resistance. Boo.
Now stop.
You're just stealing ones this whole battle.
Yep. You took away 1 too many. So you're at 40. No, you were at 41, or you were at 42. You should be at 41 now.
Oh.
So it heals up a couple of pieces. Okay. Go ahead and do that stunning strike.
Stunning strike.
Gotta find it.
Okay, it succeeds. It is not stunned.
So
Okay.
Attack. 2 attacks.
Sorry, and point of focus. That was supposed to be a 2nd level spell slot, so that would have been an additional 6 points. I just rolled like trash in the first one, so it's supposed to be 3d10 instead of 2d10. Total of 11. You succeeded. That drops it down to 5. You're resistant. That drops it down to 2. I take 1 health away.
So back to 40.
Go back to 40. Yep. Okay, so that's it.
How's she looking?
And as the stunning strike, you try to like use your newfound watery powers to like encapsulate it in ice, and it just melts through and kind of bursts out. No stun.
Yasmin's got that. Yeah. Fury of blows.
Flurry of blows. Okay.
Use another key point.
And we'll go for Leo's turn, and then we will wrap for the night, unless anybody needs to cut off right at the hour mark. Actually, maybe we pick this back up after. Maybe Leo starts us off next time.
I'm good with
Okay,
that.
go
My
ahead.
turn's too long though. So
Okay.
either-
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, we'll stick with
alright.
Leo.
Morgan, and then maybe because we're too far down on that first one, I should have. Wouldn't matter. Would add a 7. Never mind. I forgot to add the +1 because of the tattoo. But
Gotcha.
I doubt a 7 was gonna hit.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick, Dro is attacking the guy again. 22 will hit. It already used its reaction. Go ahead and deal your damage again, Dro.
Remind me, the force damage was only once, right? How did we do that?
Feature.
It said just in addition, your melee attacks deal an extra 1 damage on a hit.
No, it's every time you hit.
Okay.
If it says it that way. Why can I? Oh, it's an inventory thing. That's why I can never find it.
Wow.
Dead!
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah. So +1 attack and damage rolls with unarmed strike. And then, in addition, your melee attacks deal an extra 1d6 force damage on hit. Once this is used, this bonus action can't be used until next time. Oh no, that's fine. That's just activating it and deactivating it. Okay, Dro, describe your kill.
So slicing it, you explained, also adding in like what Dro's staff would kind of give off that Twilight used to. Now it's more of a flow of a water. And then as he spins around, jumping just full on Pele kick down on top, again, water trailing from the foot down all the way through, pushing her head down into the lava and the water trailing down, and kind of like steam rising as it kicks her
Gotcha.
down
So
into
you're
the
kind
lava.
of pushing her head down and then like swinging down with the sword and just decapitating her as her body like slumps down on the surface and their head begins to slowly like float away down the lava river.
Let's see.
All right. You've still got your second bonus. You've still got your second bonus attack because of what is it?
Fury blows.
That was not your.
That was my
We'll treat that for
first
flavor,
Fury
but
blow.
you don't get. Yeah, you don't get to use your weapons in your bonus attack.
Right.
So, but for flavor, that was fun.
And then this one, kind of same thing from a distance when he lands, jumping backwards to kick the snake. Because he'll move
And
up.
mind you, you are here.
Yeah, he'll move up.
Oh yeah, you've got plenty of movement speed to make this work. No worries.
So I'll go here, but he has to get here for the
Yep.
second one attack. It's not +6, +1. For 27.
27 absolutely hits.
Attack. What? I don't know why I roll another d20, but
Yeah, just hit the damage for your first one.
I did. There we go.
Okay.
14.
Sheesh, 14 points. Okay, 1d6 plus 1
It's here.
plus bludgeon plus 1d6. Yep, looking right. Okay, 14 points. You go over, smack it, and because you're hitting it with a melee,
Even at my
burns.
distance.
Nope. It specifically says while within 5 feet of it, so never mind. Okay.
Man, I'm just gonna.
These things do burn you if you hit it within 5 feet, though.
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna look over at Yaslin and kind of put my hand out. All yours.
Yeah, but she also points to the huge thing in front of Leo.
And just kind of look. Yeah.
He's like here, and she's like here.
Okay, Leo, you are up. What's your go? Leo, you're muted if you're talking.
I was muted. So I already targeted the skull and I shot it. You can see it in the chat. I got a 21 if you take off 2.
Okay. Was it at disadvantage because it is currently blurring?
Oh, it wasn't a disadvantage. I'll roll again.
Okay, so go ahead and roll one more time.
That would only be
18. Okay. That hits.
And then this was the crossbolt that Kenji dipped in his head.
Mm-hmm.
So what does
So-
that do?
This is a magical. We'll treat it as magical since it is magical water that he's just
Total
dipped in.
different
And
attack.
go ahead and add, let's say a D4 on the cold damage on top of it.
Nice. Let's see if I do this right. I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, it's there. Nice. Good rolls.
That's really good.
Okay, so it automatically took off. Let's see here. That's 10 damage. It reduced it. Sometimes these numbers don't make sense to me. Okay. So it's going to take another 5 points of damage as it travels through, like kind of like lodges in the lower jaw. And apparently, the cold damage doesn't help in this case. This thing is immune to cold, but it did make the bolt itself more functional.
Magical. Cool. Alright. Alright, cool. And then with his other attack, he's going to take out... Oh, yeah. I mean, this will burn my item interaction, right? Is to take out my short sword and to swing it. So that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can have your crossbow in your left hand, you're swing it with your other one. You're totally fine there.
Alright, cool. So he'll swing at this guy. Oops, I didn't mean to use ability. Whatever. I'll fix that. It has a healing. Oh! Rolling them 20s all night long!
Nice.
You know what? I'm gonna give it an inspiration to both Margot and Leo.
Nice.
Just for this like crazy yin yang thing that they got going on here tonight. Oh my gosh. Alright, yeah, hit my Buzz Wasp. Holy shit, man. Okay,
18 points.
18 points. Yeah, you slice into like the lower abdomen and it just like starts dripping out liquid fire. No damage to you, but sheesh. I'm gonna say that was a huge hit and it's a natural 20. You chop off the end of its stinger in that process.
Nice.
Perfect.
So that's the actual extra thing. And I'm going to in this I'm gonna cut down the damage by half for its stinger.
Heck yeah. Cool.
Only for this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, Leo, anything else for you?
Not for me, but I'm gonna instruct Kenji to run down with his 30 points or his 30 feet of movement to Margot, and to use his new healing ability. Now we haven't actually added it to him. Do you remember what it was? I want to say like 2d8.
Dang it. It's he got cure wounds, so it's a 1d8 plus a spellcasting modifier, which is a -1. So he's not a great healer. So roll a d8 -1.
Oops, that didn't do what I wanted. I have to do -R.
/R, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, so he gave
That's
one
not gonna do a whole lot to help me, but I appreciate the effort.
1 HP. And you know what though? And I was planning on this before. He gets 2 charges of this time because he has the healing water in his head.
Okay,
So
cool.
he can do that another time. Usually only give him like 1 per long rest, but he's got 2 this time.
Cool. Can he use that now, or does he have to wait till his next turn?
Next turn, because it's an action to do it each
Yeah.
turn.
I still only have 14 HP, so another failed con save could kill me, guys.
Oh my gosh.
That
Margot,
one
what are you
HP
doing
is
over
gonna
there?
make a difference. You're gonna get 13 damage.
Okay. Because Kenji was kind of like tucked down below that rock, he can run by the wasp without getting attack of opportunity.
Nice.
And I changed my mind. Let's have Nora wrap up the night here, because we're only a couple of minutes over.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So, go ahead and reload my gun with 1 action,
Okay. And you can.
and then
Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, and then I'm gonna use my other action to shoot, and that's gonna be the pepper box
Sounds
that
good.
I'm reloading. Okay. Wonder how if I can manage to take out that flying thing and keep it from.
Perhaps you could like stock it up with grip points, especially doing a
Yeah.
violent shot.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
And you've got your Astral Spark that can give you an automatic 3 points of force damage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I want to go ahead and take that out before it gets any closer. To my injured party mate. So I will violent shot. And so, trying to figure this out. Okay, no, that's not what I do. Alright, so I still need to.
Cool. So you bump it up so your pistol gets an extra dice twice.
Yeah.
So you, whatever it is, I think you're rocking 3d10 right now.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you roll a 4 or lower, your pistol misfires.
Okay.
And that's the natural before you add any modifiers.
Okay. Cool.
Nope, you're fine.
All right.
Freaking.
So is that a 4d10?
What's the pepper box? That deals.
It is.
How much is it? I'm checking the notes that Kiki provided for us. The pepper box is 1d10 piercing, so you bump it up to 3d10 piercing instead.
Okay. So.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I'm also going to add to the end of that, which can I, with the same, on the same shot, do the astral spark?
Absolutely. And that'll add 3 points of force damage, and then you also get to add your +5 because of your dex mod. So that would be a total of 28 points of damage.
Okay. Is it still up?
Let me throw that number in there. So minus 28. It is bad shape.
All right. I'm going to do my second shot at it.
Okay. Yep. And still, you do not have the ability to shoot your. Do the bonus action because the pepper box is not a light weapon, and that's the one that has ammunition because the other one didn't get loaded yet.
Okay, so that's it then.
That's it. You do have the ability to action surge if you feel like, because you're a fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna action search.
Okay.
Why not? Let's do it. Okay, and I'm gonna go again. And oh, come on, get me there. Okay.
Hey, that'll definitely hit it.
Boo.
6 points of piercing damage. Minimum damage that you could possibly do to this thing. Oh, this one thinks it's a player character too. It's dead. How do you want to kill this?
Nice.
Okay. So
It had
seeing
exactly 6.
Oh, cool. Okay, so seeing it getting closer to injured party member, I just take up, aim, concentrate, and just do two quick rapid fire shots. And it just absolutely explodes. And I then kind of twirl my gun and put it back in my.
Sounds good. It just a couple shots.
Yep.
Leo, give me a dexterity saving throw to dodge bug guts.
Oh,
You think this is the first time I've been covered in bug guts?
Like a pro, kind of like grabs like, I don't know, like a portion of his clothing or something, like and flicks it off, even before the fiery innards of the bug attached to him.
Nice.
Leo looking like a damn pro. Nora, you still have one shot left because action surge gives you an entire attack action back, and you get 2 attacks per attack action, so you got 1 left.
Okay, then I'll do my last attack. This one up there. So,
And go ahead and select it so you can attack it, and it'll calculate the AC.
okay.
And this will be at disadvantage. Oh, you're attacking the snake. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. A 12, that will miss the snake. Ooh, one of the rare Nora misses because she rolled a 2. This one does not land, just streaking by and landing and like sparking off the rocks behind it. The snake kind of turns its attention over to you. So Nora, that would be 4 shots left on your pepper box?
Yeah.
No. 3 shots left because you reloaded, shot once, action surge for 2 more. So you've got three more shots.
Okay.
But that is the end of your turn.
Okay.
Okay. And so we will. That'll be it for tonight, guys. That's where we're going to end the session.
Yeah.